Hello everyone, and welcome to Tremahia.
I don't know what that was. It's been a while, guys.
It's been a while.
It's a secret.
Thank you guys for joining us tonight. We took a little 2-week hiatus in order to run a wonderful one-shot. If you guys haven't seen it yet, go check it out. It's both on the VODs. It's on. Is it on YouTube?
Yep, it's on
YouTube.
Yep.
Hellions Part 1 and 2, DM'd by our very own Adam. I had a lot of fun being a player. I'll tell you what. I was more beaming with excitement than actually like playing. I think I was like just in the moment and just all right. Anyway, go check it out if you haven't already. It's wonderful. I had a great time playing.
You can watch Gil revert back to a child.
It really.
You can watch all of them revert back to
ultimately
children.
what it was. Yes. All right, guys.
Depraved children.
Very depraved children.
We have a few announcements to go into tonight before we start. Starting with YouTube. If you guys haven't checked us out already, you can find our old YouTube archives. All of our old videos, starting from the very, very beginning of our very first stream, can be found on YouTube. That link will be posted in the chat as well as below the window screen in the info section. So be sure to check that out.
Yeah.
Our sponsor tonight is Cantrip Candles.
Cantrip Candles!
It smells good
I
smells.
do believe I'd like to give away a nice scented candle in the middle of the break. So just keep that in mind for those of you who are remember that we do every now and then.
That's right. Give away the scents.
So, guys, we also have opened up a moderator position. So if you guys have the time, want to be part of the community even further, you can go ahead and become one of our moderators. And there's going to be links and descriptions posted in chat. And if you want to, I believe we might have that posted other places beyond chat. So
Got it on the website.
there you go.
We got a website. That's
right. We got a website.
What?
Yes.
What?
So if you guys wish to feel entitled to, take it the next step, you're more than welcome to. You don't have to. It's there for you.
But you get to wield the hammer of power.
And every support is a good support.
Sure. Guys. All right, guys. So, as you may have remembered, the last two canonized episodes anyway, we had the Bits Bar introduced. This week, want to talk about the
We
goal?
still have a business.
This week it is vanished. No.
First, I want to say thank you guys so much for helping us out with the bits. It's just been a huge help,
Seriously.
and we are floored with the support that you guys have given us. So thank you so much. This week, we changed the goal again. The new goal for the end of the bits bar is thick skin. So the end goal awakens an innate ability, or I guess just a 1-minute ability. The character, I totally had this scripted out. Where that character gets +5 AC, which is going to be a huge help in battle. So, and that lasts for 1 minute for whatever battle they want to use within the game.
Yes. So once they reach it, they'll be able to basically pop it at some point. So it's not going to go into effect immediately, but whenever they wish to use it, it'll then last for about a minute
It's like
or so.
star power in Mario.
Essentially, 2 degrees. 2 degrees. Yeah. They don't become invincible
Not
guys.
quite
They're
as
not
good.
Yeah.
That's next week.
Yeah. I will say that because of you guys, you potentially, but we're coming back as the characters we came back in the last episode. Probably thanks to you guys just last time. So, want to say thank you very much.
No, definitely. I still have that character that I haven't used yet, and I was looking at it throughout our little hiatus, just like
Cursing us.
Yeah, watching the twinkle in your eye as like our character just slowly just like die. You're just like, it's like kind of scary.
Well, I didn't mean to, if that was the case. Also, we have a few things carrying over, and that is, I believe, Adam, you had the D10 still available.
That's
correct?
right. I have the giant, magical, really surprisingly heavy, intense D10.
Amber, Trixie, I guess I could say, had the natural one to be used at any role she wishes to essentially affect. It could be an enemy, it could be another PC, it could technically be herself if she wants to, if she wishes to fail for whatever reason. Yeah, she has the power to impose that role. And so that also, I believe I have a D8 rolling over, so I'm going to go ahead and remind myself now that I have it.
Great. Perfect. Glad to hear that. Amazing.
Yeah. I mean,
The reason why none of us said that.
Yeah, right. We're like
weird. I literally wrote it in my notes. Just all right. So the last announcement is the drink of the night. This one is called the Very Bloody Mary.
That's right. So, felt that in honor of the sheer amount of bloodshed that we experienced last episode,
Our own blood.
our own blood,
Yes.
and the blood of our enemies,
Right.
we decided to have a very Bloody Mary tonight, and it is not, it's not like some crazy twist on the Bloody Mary. I feel like this is just kind of the perfected Bloody Mary to my taste.
It's not a crazy
But
twist,
hopefully-
it's the perfect one.
But hopefully to all of yours as well, and we'll be sending out all of the nice little mixology instructions for that. But yeah, when you get to try it, hopefully you feel the same way. And
Just imagine one of these being the little tiny
well,
grubs. that you
okay,
got.
all right. So some of you may have noticed if they haven't shifted around. So the celery was supposed to be the thumb, and then the 4 little beans were supposed to be
Oh, I
the
was eating on the
finger.
fingers. Ooh, it's so good.
They're really good.
so
Very
good.
We do
I-
not condone cannibalism.
Ooh, I do.
I bit into
Totally
one. I
do.
had to immediately drink a long glass of water.
That's the right reaction.
Man.
It's spicy.
That's right.
Spicy Bloody
And
Mary.
delicious.
All right. Thank you, Adam, for
Yes, thank you.
You can find the drink mix or the drink recipe on our Instagram
Drink mix,
page.
just-
Yeah, on our Instagram page, which is @Tremahia. So
Oh,
there you go.
All right.
yeah.
Let's
All right, I'm ready to die. Let's go.
bring it back.
Is there one more announcement?
Is there one more announcement?
Gil is pregnant, and also it's
It's
his
his
birthday.
No, no, it's not yet.
He's pregnant with a new year.
So now you guys are.
So on Wednesday, you have to go to his Twitter account and hound him with birthday love.
Hound him,
Hound
terrorize
him.
him with good greetings and well wishes.
Yes.
No joke though. Yesterday I was.
Terrorized.
I mean, well, yeah, no, not yet. No. Yesterday I was literally reminded that this was my birthday month. I was like, oh crap, oh yeah. So,
Reminded by the devil whose soul you sold it to.
anyway, let's get back right into it. To recap, let's bring it back to now.
Dun, dun, dun.
The Fatebound narrowly escaped the explosion from the blue powdered vessel that has incinerated the tunnels of the large slug creatures. They emerged from the breach and immediately headed to Corporal Renedra, who turned out to be the High Captain Ozebren all along.
And an asshole.
And an asshole.
More like a coward.
While they were down in the tunnels, the cultists began construction of a large demonic ballista. One that would breach the impenetrable walls of the keep of Zatona. Later, they found Dorian researching the cult of Baralel in the library, and he told the group of the relics that they seek. How they mean to summon Baralel into this realm through using the 5 artifacts. One of which was hidden within this very keep, the Orb of Razel. With this new information, the group decides on best course of action against the cultists. Eventually, the demonic ballista goes off, causing a huge section of the wall to collapse, and in turn send the horde of the cultists towards the new breach. Just as the cultists appeared inside, the barbarians from the steppes came from the north, flanking the cult army. And that's where we pick up. Hylane
damn it.
and Donash. Hylane and Donash are currently riding back to the others from the back of the keep, with and the cultists continue to pour in. Now, Hylane, go ahead and roll. Well, okay, no. It would have been fresh in your mind. You recall that there were ladders being hoisted up on the rear of the keep. So, just as an FYI. You guys get to it. Your horses. And you see projectiles. You see arrows flying. You see people dying in front of you. You finally get to where the breach is. You see cultists pouring in. You hear this massive clash of barbarians against the cultists right outside the wall. They seem to be going for the breach as well. You finally arrive. The rest of you 3 are up there currently in the fray.
Loaded in a
keeping-
trebuchet.
Well, you mentioned that you were going to head over to the trebuchet.
Yeah,
About
we
to
haven't
head
done
over.
it yet.
We can
You
get
guys
loaded.
just barely see Hylane and Donna's riding on her horse.
Come this
All right,
way,
so I see him beckon, and
Is
I'm
that
just
what
going
you
to
would call
yes,
that?
that's exactly what I would call it. And so I'm going to steer Helios in that direction, and as we reach you guys, and as we are climbing into the and if you're climbing in.
Yeah.
Recoil
Don't take my
from
agency
the
away,
devil
right?
Yeah.
horse.
As I'm climbing in, I'm going to mentally thank Helios for his help and dismiss him.
Okay.
Oh, thank God.
But you like drag your knife across his neck. Like that's how you like release him from your beam.
That's
Sorry, it's too
not-
dark.
No.
Your watch has emptied.
Yeah.
I don't worship that kind of god.
It's pretty dope though. Anyways, okay.
It would be interesting, but that's a different game.
All right. So when you do so, you guys are now. You're headed over to the nearest trebuchet, correct?
I guess if you
Or
already
are
have
you?
I mean,
an
that's
idea.
our
You were going to
plan.
head over.
We're
okay. I
yeah,
understand.
we're en route. When we see them, we're kind of like
Correct.
"Hey."
So you can currently see the cultists essentially just like pouring in. You see a lot of the soldiers now trying to essentially stop and stunt the flow of the cultists within. There's a bottleneck, but they're still trying to push it. You guys can just see it a good 100 yards away. There are other soldiers from this very keep pouring in and joining up with the ranks. You have found the nearest trebuchet. You finally get there. And there are currently 5 soldiers of the Keep of Zatona loading it up. They see you come over there and are a little wide-eyed. They're not sure. They haven't really seen you yet, but they know that you're not really cultists. You're not dressed in the garb.
And I pull out the because I'm very excited about what's about to happen. But I pull out my lute and I just go like kind of like a Spanish flair.
Or are you
to
gonna
it.
are you gonna dance up to them?
A little bit, just because like
Yes.
hopefully that will remind them that we had that whole moment, you know, so like they can come back to like, all right.
I mean, they were technically not within range of that initial
It spread around.
inspiration.
They rumors. I get it. It would have made
Right, within less than a minute.
Yeah, right.
So, but they don't see you as a threat currently. They don't see that your weapons are out and after them. But the trebuchet master there greets you and goes, "What are you all doing here?"
We have means to use a trebuchet. My friend here has quite an idea that I finally am on board with.
Good. We need to get out of here. We have something very important, and we need to get behind enemy lines. And you are our best hope.
Hold up. He's trying to. You can see him do the math in front of him. You mean to use the trebuchet to get over the wall?
Yes.
Not just over the wall, over the army.
To attack them from behind.
All the soldiers begin to laugh with him and just like start patting each other on
This
the
is bringing
shoulder.
back memories for Jingles.
Oh,
no.
His face
Oh.
stones.
Hold on just a moment. You won't survive. Why
Do you feel that we have any better chance here?
We're also not really asking you.
Also,
I'm
magical.
I'm
yes.
gonna step forward at this point and just be like, look, we have official business that we need to get out of this keep.
He definitely feels a little threatened. He's like,
This would be
We
something
are
to
carrying something from the High Captain that he needs out of this keep, and we need to get it as far away as possible. We have the means to keep ourselves safe. Please don't question us. Just let us get into the trebuchet.
he's about to go into
Yeah.
He's about to go into essentially his diatribe.
Mansplaining.
You
You activated my feminism.
you activated my trap card.
It's like his special power.
Yeah, you see, he's just about to
Extreme
like rip into you, and then you hear from the not really the mist, but the dust that has accumulated from all the war and whatnot, and you hear that'll be enough before he even gets a word out. And High Captain Ozabren has finally caught up to you. I am giving them permission to use this trebuchet.
First good thing he's done this whole time.
Yeah, I was like, we're gonna take it anyways.
Shortly
gonna say,
shortly
just got
thereafter,
one under
you see the lieutenant essentially bring up the rear there. And you can kind of tell at this point that she's got little arms crossed and has probably persuaded him to do
Danica?
so. Danica.
Dope. Give her a wink.
She gives you a little.
I give her a very like solemn like nod.
She just, she knows what she's done.
Yeah.
She'll start calling you James Tiberius Donash.
Oh God. Oh God.
and then you hear him say, "Well, get on with it. Get on with it now." I'm sorry, sir. Captain. And they immediately begin to unload the large rope that is essentially carrying a large rock projectile that has been roughly circular or spherical.
Mhm.
They take it out. They look at each other for a moment and they're just done.
Up we
They
go?
don't even
And
know.
I just, yeah, I just.
You're sure you
Sorry.
can do this?
Yes.
Alright.
That was really, it was really uplifting
Was that
to hear.
convincing?
Yeah.
I trust you, Jingles.
Your
I
faith is well placed.
am going to have each of you roll a 1d20. No advantage, no disadvantage, no modifiers.
This is just sheer
What
luck.
is
Are we going
this?
to
Trixie,
Yeah.
who do you hate? Because you could kill him right now.
I got an 18, so I think I'm pretty safe.
I got a 10. I think I might be okay.
18.
That was
18,
It
18,
was an almost
The Ocho.
scary.
8, 8, 18, 18.
10.
Oh my god.
But I have monk abilities
Hold
that
on.
help me slow fall.
Hold on. No, technically that is above average. Okay. You only need a 10. You only need a 10, but the average here is above.
Oh, it's above the average. Thank God.
Woo-wee.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh.
Thank God he did the math.
Okay.
We're all dead.
4 hours later.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're just kidding.
They look so similar.
Remind you, that's why I gave you the D10.
Yeah.
Just remember, you have it. You can use it.
Ready.
You can use it.
And I can also use it to throw at people, right?
Yes, you can,
It's
and
true.
it is very sharp. Those are one of the
Those
sharper
are
ones.
weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. For the record. People.
Okay. You get in this net. It's tightly wound, so you don't think you're gonna have your leg like slip through or your arm kind of like poke out of the side. You do grab enough of the rope, though. All of you, each of you, including Dorian. Dorian is currently with you.
I make sure that she gets in first, and then I sit in between her legs and I put her arms around me.
Like like a
Totally. And I go-
Coney Island like ride. It's
Yeah.
just
And I look deeply
lap
into her
ride.
eyes and I just go, let's fucking do this.
Okay.
As she's got your arms
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
all right.
And I see it, and I just kind of go like.
Yeah. She's the most armored.
And,
Like,
and I
she's
see
gonna-
that you're looking at him like,
Yeah.
The awkward stare.
Yeah.
Now Dorian has his arms and thing. They begin to
Oh, son of
talk.
a bitch, Dorian. We're still good.
Oh. Okay.
There are currently 6 of you. So
Yes.
you have Dorian.
It's okay.
I got this. We're good.
So, all right.
We're good.
I could give him to me.
I got him.
No,
Don't worry.
are you sure?
No, I got
Okay,
him.
okay,
I
okay.
should have him.
Okay. That's not. Jesus. I have him. I should have him.
This is not an actual
I can
person. He's
technically like
not
tie
technically
him to
qualified.
us, but I think we're okay. Gil, could Jingles be looking at the trajectory of this, where this is looking to land?
So they are. You can hear them currently discussing, and you see them put a large like wrench into the side of this apparatus, and he begins to kind of crank it, and you watch this thing begin to slowly rotate around its base. You can tell he's basically doing. One of them is doing a little bit of math, and they're essentially gaining inclination and the degree from north as to where they think that they should land you.
Okay, you're the spotter, right?
Yes.
How much airtime are we going to have before we hit the ground?
How many of you are there? There's 1, 2. Let's see. Yes, this gentleman. Her, the wolf, her, you, and
He's with me. He's a half.
It's with him.
him. That's a lot of weight. And he goes. You watch him point over to where the guy is currently adding ballast to the like there's a large. Essentially, there's a counterweight there. He's adding rocks.
Okay.
And bags of sand and more rocks and more rocks.
Is this a situation where we need to do 2 trips? Because that can happen.
It cannot be done in 2 trips. We've got to do it together, or else you're out of range. That's
Range
the
for
problem.
what?
Me.
No, I got slow fall.
You've got as a monk.
Yeah.
So, slow fall, and I'm not 100% okay. Jingles is going to have a little conversation with Donash. Donash, Have you fallen out of a lot of high buildings?
I have. I've never been tossed at one at 60 miles an hour though, or
Okay.
more.
When you fell out of that building, did it just hurt less than you thought it would, or did it not hurt at all?
Not even a bit.
Jingles is going to.
I mean, but
mentally
this is really
compute.
up to the discretion of you because
Well, I know a little bit. That's not it. I know a little bit about slow fall, and it's an interesting dynamic, I believe.
so I can reduce my damage up to 25 times, like 25 points.
Okay.
25 points.
So that's 25
So,
points.
I don't know.
We're
Fall
gonna be-
damage.
yeah, we're going to be sailing pretty high.
Yeah.
Fall damage is, I believe, it's a d6 per 10 feet.
How? Okay.
Yeah, so.
I need your help.
That's what I was gonna say, because I don't want this to be something where it's like a oops math, and then we wind up with a splat.
Right. I got this.
so-
So it's like a skid in the dirt in the earth.
And done
Just blood
here,
viscera.
and
Fine,
there,
you're
and
blindfolded.
Yeah, yeah.
So yes, we all need to stay together. There's going to
He
be.
never saw it coming. Sorry. Had to be said.
We all need to stay together because if I lose sight of any of you, then I won't be able to save you.
Okay.
And if we're going to get out of here, we need to get out of here all at the same time.
Should we link arms or something?
Should we put paper bags over our heads? Like, what should we do?
Do you need your hands?
I do need my hands. But if the rest of you want to link hands,
Got it.
yeah, I think that cannot possibly be a bad idea. So how many do we have? Somebody grab onto the wolf.
I'll grab onto the wall.
So 1, 2, 3.
I grab
4.
onto you.
You grab onto me. You're coming with me.
Yeah,
The
just
most
like
dangerous
I'm gonna
conga
reset.
line I've
Okay,
ever been a part
so-
of.
I'm gonna reach
Trixie,
my hand out
Trixie.
for your other hand.
Thank you.
Do you trust me?
Yes.
And you sneeze in her face.
You shouldn't. Okay, all right.
It's better than
Bless
dying.
you.
I want
That's
you,
true.
however much ballast and weight you are putting on this thing, how much is the most you have ever loaded it up with?
Gestures towards you guys.
Oh boy.
We really
Well-
weigh more than that rock.
Oh, by far.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
maybe you,
Okay.
sir.
I'm gonna take Muggsy and I'm gonna untie my sash a little bit and I'm gonna kind of loop him into it like a little papoose.
That's a good way to let someone. Yeah, papoose is not a very like strengthening sounding word. Something that's secure. Papoose?
Cat
With a
must
flourish.
Yeah.
separately.
Say what?
Well, I guess he's not that heavy.
Baby
He's
boy.
not super
Is that
heavy.
gonna make
40
a
pounds, I
difference?
believe. So
Yeah,
technically,
40 pounds.
technically, for the instances of what you've got going on here, he won't count for that other entity. You have to
So-
hold on to him.
Yeah.
Wait, you have the jade that he is a construct from, right? The necklace or whatever.
Cody.
Yeah, because he's.
Maybe.
Yes. So
So
you-
could we
the
potentially-
goblin shaman has. I thought he gave it to you. I thought you took it,
Maybe.
but you gave it to the dwarven king. So
Alright, so
Don't
he's-
worry.
Yeah, no, we
We've
can't.
got this.
Alright,
We've got this. We're good. All right. You
he's like, yeah.
Launch a
aim
spar.
true. You better not mess this up, or I will turn you into a frog. Let's go.
If the catapult goes.
That's like a Wile E. Coyote with the Roadrunner, which is like, shaboom.
Like, damn.
Like,
Now,
you had one job.
You see him kind of working everything out, and he's like, all right, well, I can probably launch you about 500 meters. That is its maximum range. I worry for the lot of you. However,
Well, you
I
should.
don't think I will be seeing you after this. So,
Hopefully not.
One way or another.
Yeah, and then I grab him by the shoulders right before. Are they about to like do it?
no.
Okay,
no,
I'll
no.
wait.
You're,
I'll hold
you're,
my action.
you're currently in this
Yeah.
bag as they begin to like move it, and you realize like, well, you probably shouldn't have gone in there at this moment,
Yeah.
but it's too late. They're still moving the whole thing, and they're literally essentially putting different rods with different gear sets
Mhm.
and just tapping it here, tapping it there. They're eyeing it. They have their sextants out and whatnot.
Yeah, yeah.
They're making sure that this thing is going to hopefully launch perfectly.
And I'm just like giving words of encouragement, like, yeah, good job.
Your
Great.
rolls are what dictate this,
Of course.
mind you. All right.
So let me know before they launch us, like the moment before.
The captain, Ozebrand, steps back. I hope all of you make it to your destination, wherever you have to go.
Really, just right there, right now. That's all we're looking for.
Understood.
Aim low. Set the bar low.
Not too.
Yeah, no.
It looks like you're doing math, and it's great. Like
Oh, I am right now. I'm thinking,
okay, all right. Okay, perfect. I'll leave you to it. You see the captain essentially just kind of turn around. He's about to walk away, and he goes back, turns his head to all of you. I mean it when I say that I like you all. Do whatever is necessary to stop this thing from coming through this world. Do whatever is necessary. It's up to you now.
You hold down the fort.
We'll do whatever we can. He turns and walks away now.
And I look to the captain.
Danica is currently there, and she lingers and goes. She walks over to the pin Pullman, kind of taps him.
And I look
Are
at
you
her.
ready?
Yeah. I go, everybody? Danica, we are kin. Do you remember? You protect these people.
I'll do what is necessary.
And I look to the guy who doubted us and laughed, and I go, and you, sir, when you survive this ordeal and you have your kids, you let them know that you launched the Fatebound into victory.
With that, Danica there's a small little mallet.
Right. And I go, remember the Fate!
as we are sailing through the air, Jingles asks out loud, "Did he say meters or feet?"
Meters?
Meters.
Good. 500 meters. All right.
500 feet.
Was it English or metric? English or metric?
Damn you! Okay. So we're
We're flying.
flying.
So,
Yeah.
as of right now, you guys are. You have never felt this much wind in your ears. You can't hear anything at this moment. You can't hear the cacophony below. You can't hear all the other trebuchets. Yeah.
Just like...
You're tumbling. You don't really have a trajectory necessarily, as you're kind of like almost shotgun blasted away from each other within range.
Good. Okay.
I was like, no, I'm
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah,
Those of you that are
together.
currently restraining each other,
Yeah, how's the pampoose? How's
the
that doing?
bumpoose is.
He lost his hat. He lost his hat.
I caught it.
That's
Wait, can I
canon.
catch it?
Roll.
Don't catch it. It has a pin in it.
I thought you were
Roll a dexterity check with disadvantage because come on. That is the reason.
Not 2.
2?
Plus, 5.
So 7
It goes-
total, or
No,
plus
5.
Okay.
Just 5.
You see it, just
makes
barely.
something
Yeah.
go.
By the time you see it within your range, it's already gone. You're like,
Right.
oh.
Yeah.
So you guys are sailing.
As we are sailing, when we hit the apex of the jump, feather
Boom.
fall on. 1, 2, 3, wolf.
Dorian,
priest.
5.
Dorian.
Priest.
You're like, what? It's like, it's a priest there, yeah.
All right, and I am
Just
going to.
Bell. You had no idea you could
As
summon
that
a
happens,
priest.
I'm just going to kind of with like.
That's 6 people or 5?
5.
5 total. 1, 2, 3.
I am going to puppy
You're
dog
on-
eyes as the rest of you guys kind of slowly start descending, and I am going to grab Trixie very quickly. I have another 6 seconds before I can cast it again.
Okay.
Oh shit.
So 1,
Yeah, like,
2,
are you glad that you're with him now? No! Yeah.
1, 2, 3, Wolf 4,
Dorian
5,
five.
Dorian 5.
If you kill me, I'll haunt
So-
you.
6 seconds is a long time.
You
I
see this
know.
happen. You do see this happen.
That was why I was doing math.
You guys essentially go and you see Jingles look at you, all of you. This blue energy encompasses all of you, and you begin to essentially, much like an amusement park ride when it's at the very end, it just jolts you. You watch him separate from you. Jingles!
And there's that moment where
Ouch! Yeah,
Yeah.
you barely hear.
How's the
Every
wind
curse
looking,
word she
Gil?
knows.
Oh, yeah.
How's the
Oh,
wind?
there
It's
is
pretty
wind.
creative,
In fact,
Sidney.
I'm going to. Oh, I don't have the. I do have it. No, I lied. I do have it. You
Roll for
watch.
cuss words.
Now. Roll
Important
for cuss
question
words.
Yeah.
important question about
Yeah.
Featherfall. Now that we're in this position,
Oh great. Yeah, let's ask questions after we've done
now
the
we'll
action.
figure it out. So, does Featherfall change, like, when you hit a spot? Like, let's say, does it automatically like stop you and you start
So,
or
you-
does it just essentially act like you have very, very low
Are
gravity?
they
It acts like
I'd
essentially
imagine-
right at their apex, right when you cast it.
Mhm.
They have now essentially slowed down to a feather fall, where now gravity takes over. So their original trajectory would essentially have stopped at that moment. Yours didn't. Yours continues to move on. They can though, essentially like
Swim?
Paddle!
somewhat.
Are we
Sugar
over the army?
glider.
Are we now just like descending into the army?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say
No,
you should be at least
500
over that.
meters would have been 250 meters
250,
essentially.
yeah.
You would have. In a moment, you'll see where you are.
Oh.
You can currently look below you. The rest of you can see this. You watch as they're essentially right beneath you are a sea of barbarians.
Oh, dope. That would be so
You don't see this, so you have no idea. You just saw Jingles and Trixie
This is terrifying.
Yeah.
disappear from your entire thing. You have no idea what's going on other than the wind. You can barely. Now you can begin to hear the sea of cacophony below you, and just getting slower. It's approaching you slowly, but it's eventually going to reach you in a moment. All right. So at this point here, I'm gonna roll westward. So believe it or not, okay, no, there's my direction. No, you know what? No, I already rolled it. So
You already
it's
did
good.
it,
It's
okay,
good.
alright.
Essentially, there's not a whole lot of wind. However, you will fall a little bit shorter than your initial trajectory.
Okay, it's blowing against us.
So yeah, it's blowing a little bit. However, it is technically closer to your companions right now. It's a little bit closer.
Okay.
You see the ground before you. You're waiting. You're like, now, and you try, now. Cast it. Now, I assume you cast, fly? Or what?
Feather, it's
Feather fall again.
again.
Once, okay.
Yeah.
How close?
I am gonna murder you.
Within 10 feet of the ground.
I knew we'd be okay.
He's gonna whack him.
Muggsy,
I have 3 hit points!
Muggsy
lightly.
is currently
Yeah,
looking
yeah,
up
yeah.
at you.
He's looking pretty
He
bad.
looks
real
at the
life.
ground
Has
and
his expression changed at all?
None.
Okay.
And he begins to undo himself and he lands on the ground now. He's just looking around.
You're just the biggest badass, aren't
Does
you?
he notice he lost his hat? Is he like,
Nope.
I don't think he knows he lost an arm. I think he's just like,
Thank goodness.
we project so much emotions onto this thing.
And he's just like, it's like everything.
Just-
Is
Yeah.
I name everything.
You do.
Oh my god.
Okay, well, Jingles is now, I think he has
Shit his pants.
he has he has one level 3 spell slot left and 3 hit points,
All right.
and he is just going to sit on the ground for a second.
So you reach the ground before your companions do. You look over to the west and you do see them in the sea of barbarians. They cannot see you. And now at this point, you can't see them as you hear, you land and you're just like, amidst all these barbarians rushing beside you, they see you, they stop, for a few of them for the most part, and they continue on. They don't treat you as a threat. However, there is just bloodshot eyes.
I just like stand firm and walk against the crowd. Because nothing is as terrifying as what just happened a second ago. I
So
can do
you're
this.
more dead than
Yeah, yeah.
than it is just an imposing thing, right?
Yeah, just numb.
The
It's
rest
like
of
Jurassic Park.
I'm gonna stop 10
I'm
feet
going
from the
to.
ground.
I'm also going to walk slowly and just kind of keep my head down so as to not look threatening.
you. Okay. Both of you make a perception check.
Natural one.
natural one?
Hey!
Oh god, no.
We
No.
perceive
I gotta
nothing.
leave. Yeah.
We see nothing.
Interesting.
You try not to
Just a
vomit
cloud
from
of
this.
barbarian dust.
Bro, we're just a little bit dizzy.
You know
Yeah.
who else
Traumatized.
has an ability to is your wolf, who has landed safely next to you.
Your wolf is alive.
And Camille, we trust.
Right.
She has advantage on perception checks. I wanted to reiterate that, in case you want to use that now.
Sure.
Something tells me you should. I don't know what it is.
What do I add?
It would be your wolf's. I think it's your wisdom modifier.
Yeah.
Wisdom?
His
13.
advantage.
Yeah, we're good.
It has
Advantage?
yeah.
Still 13.
Okay, 13. That's enough. Your wolf recognizes these barbarians. However, it's still just a little bit tense at the moment.
Understandable.
Has just been flown through the air, and you can see her paws just digging into the ground. Tail is tucked beneath her legs. But you watch her go and begin to slowly, ever so slowly wag it. And at this moment, you recognize this large, hefty man come up. Looks at, but basically, with the help of Camille running up to him, Marlborough.
Oh yeah!
You see his large, heavy, great axe in his hand, and he just looks at you, down at Camille and back at you. You have survived.
We have indeed. It's been.
This is good news.
Everything he
I just
does
go,
is so intense.
It's like that.
Moves on beside you, just kind of, not really ultimately shoulder checking you, but moves through.
It's a shoulder check of appreciation.
Work to do. And just continues to run forward.
You get him.
Yeah. We're just screaming encouragement.
Yes.
Well, you know, no, I'm not gonna.
Nice. So,
He's fine.
So I'm gonna yell.
at this
something.
moment, you're actually technically at the trailing edge of this barbarian horde as they just rush over. You watch as they essentially now have reached the breach and have created another barrier and have now begun to. You're now completely devoid of anyone around you. And they begin to, as they coalesce in front of the breach, they begin to push out like a wave. And you see soldiers from the keep itself hop over the breach, go out with their halberds and their spears, and begin to essentially join the ranks. You can see a bunch of barbarians just essentially yelling at them and calling them over.
So I don't give a fuck about that. And I turn over to these guys and I go, where do they land?
I don't know.
Are they?
What?
Can Camille smell them? I didn't
We
where
can't
they
see
went.
them.
You're a little bit a ways away. You have to make all another perception check.
Camille, go find them.
Yes.
God damn it. 5. Alright.
Me too.
So Camille has 11.
Okay,
I'm gonna
total.
go buy new dice.
Yes. And I'm gonna do 1 too. Oh, I have a natural 20. So.
And she's like, natural 1 here. Disappear.
There you go.
Right.
The rest of you, Donash, Hylene, and Camille are both essentially watching. I know that you just turned around.
Yeah, I'm just
However,
worried. I
you're
just-
not.
I'm
You're not.
trying
You
to-
don't. Still out of your range anyway. Camille has still kind of focused on Marlborough, who's just kind of walked away now, or ran away essentially, charged away. You, however, just happen to look over to the east, and you do see two people just essentially kind of like waving at you, trying to walk over to you, but they're hurt, but still alive.
Hey guys, I think I found them.
Are they
This
okay?
way. This way.
I look
they're
like Tom
waving.
Hanks in
I don't
Castaway.
know, it's hard to-
I imagine that you heard her go, murder you! You're like,
They appear to be. There appears to be some dissent between them.
okay. So we start heading over. We run.
Yeah. As much as we can. We limp.
We're all limping.
We limp.
Jingles, sexy.
You're okay.
So it looks like the barbarians have taken at least the attention of the cultists. I say we book
Good.
it in the opposite direction and find some place to rest.
I second that.
Yes.
I walk straight to Jingles and I put my hand on your shoulder and I go, that was gutsy.
Yes, thank you,
And then I-
Jingles.
Thank you, Jingles.
And I look down to Trix and I go, thank you for your sacrifice.
She's not even gonna say anything.
Yeah.
She is
I
just.
just kind of pulled Donash behind.
but truthfully, I go, you saved us, and you sacrificed your potential well-being for that. That is not going to be something I easily forget.
It was rather out of character, I'm not gonna lie.
That was all in
You're
here.
usually a piece of shit. That's what she just said, basically.
No,
In other words,
Island Aid
I'm just saying
translation.
that you're chaotic. Or neutral, or a combination of the two.
I would never imagine that you had a heart.
And right there, it grew 3 sizes that
Oh, Jingles is a sweetheart.
He is a sweet.
day.
Oh my
Well.
god.
I'm just glad that it all worked out, and we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, alive.
Dorian, how do you fare?
I am alive. I haven't checked my bones yet, but
Or
I
your
look
pants.
You go, oh.
I am more worried about you all.
What are we doing talking?
Let's
Quick,
go.
call your
Yes,
horse, let's
let's-
go.
I can't.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
quick, let's go.
All right, let's go find some place to rest, and then
Should
we'll
we
figure out
walk
what to do from
towards?
there.
Are we walking towards the barbarian?
Oh no, we are walking far away.
Just to the
From
nearest,
where-
nearest
Yeah,
like
no.
overpass.
Yeah, somewhere
cave.
just yes.
Yeah.
We'll
We
go
need to
to a
rest.
cave.
And we need to figure out what we're going to do with this artifact.
That actually might be a good
Amalthea.
idea. Yes, Amalthea.
What would be? Yeah.
You know the wilderness better than any of us. Do you think you
Right.
can find us a safe place?
Yes.
You sound about as confident as I
Into my
did.
cloak. Yeah. There you are. She just hugs you tightly.
Just
You're
Please.
safe. You're safe.
That doesn't work.
I know it doesn't. Yeah. When there's like literally like murder sounds coming from behind us.
I just did another perception, yeah?
I think yeah,
Or what's
perception
nature?
or
Nature?
survival is
Survival,
also a
yeah.
good one. Yeah,
Survival.
Survival or nature, whichever one you choose.
because at this point it is legit survival.
Okay, so it's at 18.
Awesome.
Okay. As you look around the landscape, it's for the most part pretty barren. Now, where you're currently at is technically right on the outskirts of the cultists' encampment. All of their outer tents and wagons are still kind of in the area. You don't see any activity from there. That is the nearest potential rest spot. You don't see any of the cultists running back either. They're currently focused right now. They're all
Getting slaughtered.
essentially getting slaughtered at the keep. They're all at the keep. They're all pushing for it. The demonic ballista has also been left alone too. Just wanted to point that out.
Are we near it?
You're a ways away. Remember, you guys are now a little bit far of
Like
the
how-
entire
how
encampment. You guys are
far
north,
Yeah.
and it's right in the middle.
I don't know how
No.
far away. Like miles,
No. You're talking
500 meters. Another trebuchet.
another trebuchet's worth of
Another
about
trebuchet.
yeah, around that much. You can just barely see it in the horizon
Wow.
as the landscape kind of
And this place that you found, is that going a little bit towards it or away?
It's actually a little bit away. So it's in the east by southeast direction.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. Okay, so, no, I mean, it's hard to like really place it. Okay, so as we're traveling in that direction that she's pointed to the cave, I look at Jingles and I go, "Are you okay?"
I'm so conflicted right now. I want to see it.
I mean, I knew what it was, but like in relation to where we are.
Oh, currently,
Yeah,
got
yeah,
it.
yeah. Like I can't tell.
Yeah,
There's no
yeah.
point of reference for me.
Like
so.
I feel like there is a lot that we could.
Right
I
here,
worked.
dumbass. Yeah, that's funny. Sorry.
Like,
I really
feel
thought
like
you could-
there's a lot that we could learn from the catapult. I mean, between your knowledge of the divine and my knowledge of everything else, I feel like we could.
Jingles, we're dying.
I know.
here.
That's why I'm conflicted.
We can't go.
I have to agree with Trixie. She has a point. We are
Yes.
all extremely wounded, but I know what you mean. The fact of the matter is that if someone does want to go, they cannot take the Orb of Brazil with them. It's too much of a risk.
I agree. No, we need to leave it alone and hope it's there when we get a chance to return it sometime.
I'm sure at some point we're going to be running into these guys again.
That's
Unfortunately.
comforting. Yeah.
No, it's not. But
But maybe we can
Right.
sabotage the catapult. Who knows that if these barbarians will actually really carve their way to victory.
I hope that Athena is on our side. It seems like the barbarians, in fact, have joined us in our aid. I pray they will be enough.
I think we can
Right.
trust them.
That's it. Can you ask Athena what that demonic thing is? What power is within the roots of that war machine?
I can try, but let's get someplace safe first.
Should we maybe grab a wagon or something?
Is there a wagon? Oh shit, there's a wagon.
No, it's in your immediate, but the rest of them.
You
can-
X-Mark.
No
Yeah,
shit,
yeah.
I'm leaning on it.
yeah.
The
We're in a
rest-
wagon.
the rest of you can see. So in the encampments around where there are campfires, there are carts. There are various crates and whatnot.
Let's just grab a wagon and go.
Okay.
Can Muggsy pull us all again? All of us? He's like what, four times his own body weight?
More than that, yeah.
4 or 5 times.
Muggsy is slow, but I mean, I feel like he's
Can he pull like
he's
a
pulled us
ton or
before.
something?
Yeah, I'll just.
Can
I'll
he
just
pull
roll.
like a ton or something? Yeah, he's ton.
Yeah, I mean, I know he only has one arm, but
He
you know,
can lift and pull a ton.
yeah, just put the bit across here. We love our son,
Of course.
Put
but
it around his
Ah,
neck.
I think
He might as well be at this point.
realistically,
And if he was a horse, we would have put him down a long time ago. So
oh, that was dark.
he's
No,
lame.
because no, he's not.
You're
He's
not
still
lame
useful.
like that.
He's not a character.
As long as he's useful, he gets to live.
Let that be a lesson to the rest of us. We just see guys.
You just be useful.
Oh, she literally just told me she might have killed you until you cast the spell. She's like, well,
No.
I'm
Moxie
taking
is
some
not
notes
real.
here.
you're right.
Moxie is not real. Mr. Jingles, I adore.
She's done a real boy.
That was funny. Okay, all right.
God, I love how practical you are, Althea.
But
Amazing.
realistically, I think Muggsy can, if we do get a little wagon, Muggsy can pull us. That's, yeah.
So then,
Hold us?
I'm
Yeah,
going
he can
to.
pull all of us. I mean, we're only a couple.
I look
mean,
over
we're
to Dorian.
less than 1,000 pounds, all of us.
And I ask how much strength you have left. Do you
Can
think
you
you
pull a
could
wagon?
push both of you? If you and I team up, can we push this out of here? Do you think with them in it?
just said he doesn't
No,
know if he has
but Moxie
broken
can pull
bones.
us.
But he's slow.
It's okay. We have time. Listen,
Yeah.
We can
Muggsy will
sleep
pull
in
us.
the wagon.
and we can do a short. We can just rest our weariness.
Okay.
I would agree. I think that's the best way. Muggsy, are you okay with it?
Completely blank. Just
You try to move his head and just he's not really sure what you're trying to do. He
I'm
thinks
trying to
you're
move along.
no
He
neck.
doesn't have a
There's
neck,
no neck.
no,
yeah.
no neck, right?
You even taught him how to.
I'm just gonna
He's
like
subservient.
lift his cheeks into a little smile.
Like clay, yeah.
Yep.
And it just stays.
no.
Oh, it's clay.
But yes, I
It's
think
got some elasticity.
yeah, I think we have Muggsy here for a reason. He has been sent to us for a reason. Let's use it.
Yeah.
Now, go ahead and make a perception check, all of you. You at disadvantage because of your sight.
That is an upside down
Oh.
6.
5.
20.
Well,
And then
19.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, 15 plus 4, 19, or natural 20. You take your
okay.
pick.
All right. Well,
18.
18. You
I think I have a D20.
I think the grand total is 10.
okay. Malthea and Helene.
12.
12.
5.
5. Okay. For the most part, you guys can see as a group that there are various wagons. A few of them are a little bit broken. There seems to be one though that's like it could hold all of you. It's not a covered wagon, but it is a wagon. There are 4 wheels on it. There's also another cart, which would hold most of you, not all of you.
Let's do the wagon. Let's do the wagon. And you know what? If there's anything that's looking a little shoddy, I'm gonna use some of like my last little bits of magical stamina. And whatever, if it's like a kind
Right.
of
Yeah.
Jingles wants to travel in style no matter what.
That's right.
He gives us the lights underneath the cart.
Spinners. That's it.
It's like that does nothing for us, yeah.
Someday. Next invention, Gil. Next invention.
Wait,
That's
alright.
Jingle's
Hydraulics?
next invention.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I love it.
Just have a little Muggsy between like each axle, just lifting up.
I mean, that would do it.
Sweet. So yeah, let's get in, and I'm gonna
Okay.
take a short rest.
There is a yoke, and there is a full-on yoke and axle that the wagon can attach to Muggsy. It's not going to be easy. Go ahead and roll me a dexterity check as you try to figure out maybe there's something you could ultimately do.
I think that's the third one in a row. That's a 9 plus 2. That's a total of 11.
11. You're not holding a whole lot of weight, so it doesn't really
Yeah.
truly matter at this point. You
Sure,
think
rig it like.
you think that if it were to run for whatever reason, it probably wouldn't hold. However, Muggsy is not going to be running.
Not capable
It's
of
just really
Shoddy.
It's there. It's there.
Yeah. All right. I'm so proud. I'm so proud of you. Thank you.
It grabs the. It's got one arm on one of the little yokes there, and it kind of looks at you, looks back down, and it's just waiting.
Okay. All right. Once everyone's in, you can just start walking, just however fast you want to go. And
Does
I
he
will.
look like he's doing okay?
I feel like Muggsy hasn't gotten. Like he hasn't gotten into a tight spot since his arm.
As you look at him, there doesn't seem to be besides the various like charcoal face and the torn like clothing, his missing hat, and his already missing arm.
And his the psychological trauma of seeing his father naked.
Besides that,
The blood that's still drying on his face.
that's true.
I remember all of these
things. Was that from
things.
you?
No, it was. I think someone like. I think someone like flung a sword that had blood on it. And
Yeah,
like,
it's just
in
splattered
the
across.
face, Yeah.
Was that me?
Somewhat. I
He's
don't
got
know.
like the, he's
I
got like
think
the
it's one of you.
Braveheart like slash across the face look.
But again, it's dry blood now, and because it's not actual
Character.
natural skin, it's just darkened,
Just
just
looks
kind of flaking and.
okay, yeah. You little bastard. I'm just gonna let him do his thing. He's good. He's good.
Dorian goes and loads himself up into the wagon, and he begins to take out the book that he took from the High Captain.
I'm taking it. How long did, feasibly with the travel time of this little guy who could, how long will that take to get to this place? 30 minutes?
This
Less?
place?
Where we're this cave or this
Oh,
outcropping?
okay. The outcropping. I think you can. Yeah, I'll say 30 minutes.
Great.
Yeah. You, if you guys wish to, you can go ahead and take a short break or whatever. It's
Oh,
not
yeah.
that big of a deal.
Yes.
If you wish to expend any of your hit dice, if you're
points.
Oh my god. Yes.
yeah, if you wish, go ahead and if you want to roll your hit dice to bring yourselves up. I don't think you took any damage, right? Oh no, you did, but it was a long time ago, and I have it. I remember. It was 7 points of damage total, so just 7 from your total, and that's it. So you can, if you wish to, use one of your hit dice, bring yourself back up.
So if I get 2d10, I can roll twice, right?
Oh my god, this is so hard.
No. Your hit dice.
4. This is just a short.
Okay, you have a total of I think 6 hit dice to roll from.
So you
Total.
roll 60 10s to regain your health.
If you've already used them, if you already marked them down from previous things, then
I've
you don't
used
have.
2.
Okay, then you have 4 left. Just remember that tonight when you rest, the full rest, you're only gonna get 2 of them back.
Okay, I'm gonna just not use my hit dice then.
Okay.
Oh shit, I used all of them. Not now, Dad, I'm dying. I'm about to die. I'm trying to heal. My apologies, everybody.
All right. You guys get in, and Muggsy begins to move
You hear about
it
Bring It
like
On
it's
right now.
nobody's business. It does lurch forward, and it's the same pace as he normally walks in. So, you think it's going to be just fine?
Okay.
Again, and I say road loosely. The path ahead of you doesn't seem to be anything treacherous. It doesn't seem to be hard for the wagon to move on.
Good,
For
okay.
the most part, it's flat land. It is basic chaparral and very small rocks, poking out of the earth. Very, just for the most part, very slightly rolling landscape.
Not gonna mess up our wagon.
Not gonna mess
Good.
up it.
Okay.
You can see it ahead of you too.
I have
And
no desire to
there-
go through Oregon Trail right now.
No, right. There are reins to the yoke. You can't. I mean, it's more the suggestion to Muggsy, but you can also talk to Muggsy, and he can understand you. So just keep that in mind if anyone wants to sit up there and just kind of hold on to the reins or
Yeah.
whatnot. As you do so, Dorian begins to just read
Aw.
while you're taking all of your short rest here. So.
Whew.
Okay.
If you guys wish to do anything right now, you have a little bit of downtime.
Yeah, I am arcane recovering the one spell slot, one level 1 spell slot, and I am now at 13 hit points and down to 3d6 for hit die.
Oh shit.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
I'm just chilling.
Okay.
Yeah, and I feel like Jingles is just kind of
So I lie.
Staring at
I'm
the
gonna spend
ceiling.
hit die. To get 9 points back.
So
Okay. Just one?
Just one, yeah.
Okay. So then you will get 2 tonight, technically. It's supposed to be half, but half rounded up, whatever. I'm not a stickler.
I'm feeling so good right now, like in terms of physically.
Okay.
And so now rejuvenated.
That's great, Amber. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Like not my character, like me as a person.
Yeah, right.
This drink is amazing.
Okay, copy that.
And I look to Jingles, and I go, I do think that it may behoove us to go and check out exactly what evilness we are dealing with. If you want to go and check out this catapult and the demonic forces that stem within it, I'm willing to go with you to offer protection.
I could go too because I didn't take a lot of damage, so I'd be willing to come. But
Yeah.
I'm good too, because I'm not fucked up.
Right.
Are we all here?
Yeah. I'm
You're all
not
in
whispering.
the way,
I'm not
yeah,
whispering
no.
this.
I'm gonna stay behind, and I am actually going to do augury, like he suggested, because I'm still pretty wounded.
Are you saying that in character?
No, I am not.
Okay.
I'm metagaming right now, but Donish, I'm not feeling well still, so I'm just gonna stay here, and I'm gonna try to ask Athena what's going on.
Right.
are you going to be okay? Oh, are you staying?
I don't think any of us should go.
You're right.
They built a huge catapult, which was their #1 way to get into the keep. You think they're going to leave it unguarded, unprotected? They have magic. This is not our battle. We have what we need, and we are the ones that need to take it somewhere else. The
I agree with
barbarians are
Trixie,
here.
to be perfectly honest. I think that Captain Ozabron, this is now his battle.
I concur, and I think that at the end of the day, especially with the responsibility that we bear in our possession now, but there's something about what we saw emanating from that machine. It might be good to understand exactly what we're dealing with. Now, you're right. We shouldn't go wandering in there back into the fray. So maybe Athena can help us out.
I'll see what she can tell me. And so I'm gonna go into, I guess, a corner of the wagon and just sit and quiet my mind.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast augury, and I'm going to ask Athena, is there anything you can tell us about that ballista?
Now, remember that she doesn't answer you in words.
Mm-hmm.
So, think a moment. As you're in your trance, you open up your eyes and you look down, or over, far, far away now. It's just a blip on the horizon.
Mhm.
You know that that is the ballista. And you know it to be a construct of sorts, that this can be easily taken down, easily brought
Okay,
up
so
somewhere else.
but not a construct like let's
No,
okay.
oh, as in like a
Not a pet. It's not a pet.
Constructed object.
object. And that if they wish, this seems like they could easily do this elsewhere. You also get the that, I'm gonna say that's what you feel at this moment. Yeah, that's all you can kind of get from it as you ultimately look at it, and you see that it was obviously brought up in less than a day from when they mentioned it, from when you went down into the tunnels, went back and came back up.
All she would tell me is that it was easily constructed within a day. It could be easily taken down and built elsewhere.
Right.
So do you think they have plans to build elsewhere?
They must.
They must.
If
They're
they're
after all of the
after
objects.
if they're after more artifacts than just this one, I imagine that they're going to be building these in a lot of areas in the future.
Then perhaps our time is best spent finding where those other artifacts are.
I concur, and you see Dorian kind of like looking through these pages. And I believe our best bet is heading towards Alta, towards the capital, Alcemon.
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 That's quite a distance away.
It is indeed.
And what makes you think that that's where we'll find the next artifact?
He's continues to kind of like look at some pages, and well, I've been poring over these notes, if you will, from the High Captain Ozabron. And it appears that the Orb of Razel, which Hylene currently has, first originated in this area. I feel that maybe we can talk to whoever was supposed to take charge of it and find out why it was given up so easily, or if it was at all. I think from there we might be able to find out where the other 4 are. This is my best guess, and this seems to be our only lead as of this moment. I
That's
found,
right.
Okay.
You found what?
I found out more information about Borzaben, the demon that was initially released by using these artifacts as well.
He's not the same demon that they're trying to conjure now.
No, it is not.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a different name.
Baralel is the
Baralel.
current cult. This one is Borzaben.
Is there something that we need to be more worried about? A different demon, more powerful potentially?
I don't know.
There's got to be some kind of folklore, legend that speaks of these demons.
These sorts of things tend to be found in big cities.
Are
That
you
is
guys
not
all
Like great
comfortable?
libraries and great temples.
You guys are all okay to go to Alta?
Yes.
Then
Well,
let's
certainly better than here.
Go. Then
but-
let's go. Let's go to the capital and let's see what we can find.
Perhaps let's take a longer rest while we can,
Mm-hmm.
and then first thing in the morning, perhaps, or
I don't mean to be a naysayer by any means, but look where we are. And I imagine that it's just wasteland.
It is wasteland, and also you are still very, very, very close to the cultist encampment in general.
Well,
There's no means for us to get anywhere. I don't even know how to get to Alta. We would just be following the general direction. We're in the middle of nowhere.
so well, we need to go somewhere. So if
Anywhere's
we,
better than here.
yeah. So if we figure out the general direction.
Yeah,
then-
let's maybe take a little bit of time to figure out and do some navigation. I mean, I know a little bit about the stars at night, and I'm sure
Maxie
that
can walk through the night.
Muggsy can walk through forever.
Wait.
We can take a long
Yeah.
rest while Muxie walks.
But
Okay.
We'll just tell him which
but
direction to
I don't
go.
plan on abusing him. But
Well, we also do, and forgive me if I'm stepping over my line here, but we also do potentially have your Helios?
Helios, but I need a long rest to summon him.
then I mean, sounds to me like maybe that's a
Well, I think our first order of business should be to get as far away from here as we can,
Mm-hmm.
Set a course, Muggsy.
and then we'll find a place, hopefully, to rest.
Jingles is having a little bit of a tough time right now, I think.
What's wrong, Jingles?
These catapults, these creations that they've made, they're going to be making more. And we saw what these are capable of. This is maybe our only chance, the only chance that we will ever get to get close to one, to see how it works, to see.
More. We'll have an opportunity to see another.
We'll have to
No,
get
no.
through another army.
He's right.
Yes, another army. There is an army here. We're going to have to get through an army regardless.
The army is at the keep. They're
You
being
think
held
that
at the
they've
keep.
left it and they haven't done anything to protect it? That is their biggest weapon.
That's
Maybe
not
we
the
should
only
look.
reason to
Maybe
go,
we
though.
should look. Maybe we should look. Because if we don't, we're passing up maybe our only chance to see how we can defeat these things in the future. Quickly, easily, if they have a weak point, how they work, what they're capable of.
If we find that weak point, we can sabotage the catapult from doing any more harm to the keep of Zatona. There are still lots of innocent people and lives at stake in there.
And if it's booby-trapped with magic,
And if
and
there's
it
a weak
backfires,
point,
That's why we
Then
take
we
Jingles
learn.
to make
it's
sure.
a huge weapon.
It is a huge weapon. It's a huge weapon capable of tremendous amounts of destruction.
Unlikely that there's going to be a weak point.
There is always a weak point in everything.
Jingles, I'm with you. I will go with you to find out exactly what is wrong with this catapult. There's something to be learned here. Knowing is never a bad thing.
Can we?
What are you looking to find?
I'm
Can we
looking to
send
find-
Princess?
Can I
Who?
see
The
through
cat?
Princess's eyes?
Yes.
Why would we send a cat?
Because she can scout for us.
The cat is surprisingly useful.
Oh, great.
still-
Amalthea, we're not gonna kill it then.
It's
No.
a real thing. The cat is
No,
real.
in all seriousness,
Let's
what do you
look
mean
to
a
see-
cat can scout out a demonic war machine?
I'm asking you, do you need to be there?
I would like to be there if I can. Let's see who's there. Let's see who's around. Yes, we can have Princess take a look, see if there is in fact someone there.
Guys, am I missing something? We're gonna go send a cat to scout out a war
Ah.
machine?
Alright, and then I'm gonna look at Princess and I'll kind of nod to Princess just to have Princess poof into him.
Now, so you watch this. You thought was I think you thought it was like an ugly cat to begin
Yeah.
with, right?
Yeah.
You watch as this, for the most part, pinkish, whitish object just kind of.
What the fuck?
And then you don't
That's
see
what I
color.
say. No, but if he does that, I
Yeah.
say that.
Hello.
Hi. Hi.
How?
Princess, I presume?
Ah.
What is this?
The fuck is this? Is
This
this
is-
part of that?
Isn't
And I
that
point to
lore?
it.
This is an imp who has
Princess is my companion. He was very helpful to us inside the keep.
Damn straight.
How long have you known about Sorry, if you don't mind. How long have you known about this?
A day,
A day.
Give or take.
give or take.
It's a lot of trust to put in someone that, you don't mind me saying, has just
Again.
joined us.
Princess helped us.
Goes to
at
kind of
some
like
point.
rub the horn.
Really? I'm like, oh, he's...
At
Yeah, it's
some
pretty
point,
cool.
you had just joined us as well, and I trusted you because you've been helpful to all of us. Likewise with everyone here. The same goes for Princess. He was very helpful.
I will say yes, but I did not fall out of the face.
That you know. That's my only response.
Origin story.
Yep.
Is Princess familiar with the type of magic the cultists were using?
Princess,
I
are you
believe-
familiar?
I believe all too familiar.
I've already asked. He wasn't particularly familiar.
Well, hold on, let him speak
Other
for
than-
himself.
It's a different magic than what I'm used to, but
If you were to go check out that ballista, would you be able to tell us what kind of magic it is?
potentially, what's in it for me?
We don't kill you.
That's a good point.
Excuse you.
I'll let that.
I mean, we're all gonna be traveling for
What
it
he's
because
trying to
of
say is you're part of the group now, and as such, we will all be, as we protect each other, we will also
I don't know.
protect
It wasn't
you.
really a warm welcome.
Look, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. You did scare the shit out of me. It's still inside me. It's a matter of speech.
Understood.
I
I
was-
don't wear pants, so it just comes with it.
Oh god.
You're growing on me. You are growing on me. Listen, look, I apologize. My sincerest apologies. Was not prepared to see that transformation happen
I know,
before my
I kind
non-eyes.
of did that on purpose.
Great.
See what I like him?
He's not bad. He's not bad. What's in it for you is safe passage to wherever.
Oh, I'm teasing.
Fuck
Slaps
off.
your hand on the window.
This
We're
fucking
stuck
guy.
with each other.
Yeah, yeah.
So, am I
Do you think?
Okay.
disappears
What?
right in front of
Do
you?
I still see him?
Yes.
So like nothing happens.
Yeah,
where
there's
it's
nothing.
like
You watch this like
None of us
a weird like sheer like no not a sheer
a
like
shimmer.
Shimmer.
like a shimmer essentially, yeah, and then you still see it and you hear a
sings
little
that
bit,
as
yeah,
he-
and as it
It's perfect.
And after seeing that, I look at Trixie and Jingles. Specifically Jingles, I go,
Trinkles.
Trinkles. That's I shipped you. I
Oh,
shipped
you
you.
It's not the best name.
Yeah, yeah. Jingles. No, I look at to Trixie and I just go, okay. I mean, I'm for it, but that would be
What
nice
was
to know we
it?
had that.
Well, I didn't know myself.
Oh.
He was sent as a companion, it sounds like, for me, and I recently found out.
Okay.
I think that we're going to be very good
Oh,
friends.
I think that we're gonna have a horde of creatures with us sooner or later. We have a wolf here, we have me,
True.
we have Muggsy.
going
That's a good
to
point.
Yeah.
We should-
Remind me to ask you about who sent you this little gift. So that's a conversation for another time.
He
The
sent
vase.
himself. The vase. The vase sent him.
Do we still have? We don't still have.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
It's in the bag.
We're
Bag
not
of
giving
holding.
up the vase.
the rug and the bag of holding are currently. I'm
That's
sorry.
right.
The rug and the vase.
That's why we're getting the looks from the
Yeah.
captain. He's just like, all of this, the vase and the rug. Okay, I guess we're gonna shoot them off.
Well, no, they're in the bag of holding, so you can't really see them. However,
Isn't it like a sack though?
Don't
Yeah, but
break
it's like
it.
a Mary
I'm trying not
Poppins-
to.
Yeah, it's like a Mary
You're not allowed
Poppins
to touch
thing.
No, you're not.
Oh, no.
you're not
I'm sorry. I was
allowed to
confused because I know
try to
that
empty
one
my
of the
bag.
bags was ripped completely.
That was the
That was the haversack.
Okay, so the other things are in the bag.
Other things, yeah,
Correct.
we've now stuffed it all inside her bag.
But the other one looks like a hobo's leg.
The other one looked like a
Like a
hobo
little
stick
Essentially, yes.
with like flowers on it.
It's more of a sling
So it's like a
than
hippie
anything.
bag.
Yeah.
That's right.
Just
There's a little
point of
help.
note.
Keeps
if
the
you
bag.
will. A papoose for our weapons.
A point of note, I want to reiterate, the bag of holding is completely at its maximum. You try to do what Donesh did with the other one, and a
Did you-
similar fate would.
You told me about that, right? Like we had this good conversation about how.
After I found out what happened,
Right,
yes.
right, right. Okay, so no need to go into
And I
that.
also would have let you know, never put one bag of holding inside another bag of holding.
Okay, well, file out of the way. Duly noted. I go, okay, I guess we sit here and wait, but it may not hurt to try to figure out exactly what direction we're going.
No,
Muggsy is
not her.
slow traveling, but
You guys do that. I'm going to watch Princess, and I'm going to kind of sit down and,
As you
look
go
through Princess's eyes.
into.
do we know? Like, is it? Sorry.
Does anyone have? Do any of us have a compass?
I'm just.
Oh, it's in your standard adventuring
Fuck
pack.
the compass. I want to know what's happening with Trixie.
Okay.
I
So
can no longer
Well,
see out of
you're
my
not gonna
eyes.
fuck
So
with
I
my
don't know if
compass.
that's...
I
Here's the
have to fuck
thing.
compass.
No.
You can't see anything. Of those of you who wish to, as she goes into her little, not really a state of trance, but you can tell she's now blind as she is on her knees. There is like a milky white, almost like a cataract effect on her eyes. And Trixie, you see. Every now and then, the little breath.
Like look like
Yeah.
He's like sneezes and shit. Not graceful at all.
Yeah, it's
Struggling
recall
to
that,
stay
that
off.
the little imp has a beer belly of sorts, and it's while he can fly, it's a little
It's a
harder than
struggle.
normal, right? And
It's like thin with the belly, too.
yeah, exactly.
Like
That's
just
what,
chubby.
exactly.
E.T. body.
Yes,
E.T. body.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. With
Well.
these weird
Yeah.
leathery wings.
I am thoroughly uncomfortable with this because this is borderline demonic. But
I mean,
I'm going to
Princess
overlook
is a
it because I
borderline
know
demon.
it's for the greater good. So
I
I'm
mean, if
going
you
to
want to ask
try.
questions,
No, I'm going to try to figure out. I'm going to
Uh,
consult with Dorian and whoever else is not interested in watching Trixie to
Alright.
figure out which direction we go in and how to plot a course.
So Dorian produces a map, and on the map, this wonderful map that was
Great.
that has been drawn by Devin Rue.
Plug.
Yes.
Plug.
I mean,
So we're
let's
going.
be.
We're going up here.
Well,
We're
that's
here.
Alta.
We're here.
I know, but we're going here.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the nation of Alta, Alchemon, which is right there.
So it's in this foresty area. So we're over here, and we need to go this way.
Essentially.
Alright, so we need
Now-
to go. We need to
Jesus
go
Christ.
northeast.
It's
Yeah, we got a ways to go.
Yeah.
as Dorian hands you the map, he's been kind of like he's got the little mapping tool, the little
Now, where in
Compass.
the fields of
Protractor.
conflict are we?
Protractor,
Are we
yeah.
like smack
Compass.
dab in the middle of that, or?
No, you guys are more towards the west before all of that.
Oh, Jesus.
Before.
Okay, so we gotta go.
Before
We
that
gotta go
river.
to this
Yeah.
river.
We have to
We're gonna-
pass
before
the
that
fields
river.
of
Yeah.
conflict.
We're gonna be
Here,
on the
let me
road
show you.
for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if Muggsy is walking.
You're like,
I can
Actually, I think I can do
use
this
the
from
pointer.
here.
Just kidding. Oh,
So
Oh, look at that.
you're
it's magic.
right
Oh,
around here.
shit.
You have to make it all the way over there.
Oh, yeah.
Dorian mentions that it's going to be at least a 2.5 week. On the current
Well, without the horse.
without the horses.
At some
Well,
point, the
if
horse
I,
is
if I
taken
can
over.
get a long rest, then the horse.
Awesome. That is a D6.
The horse arrives. We're there.
I have.
A split second where I was like, man, everyone's phones have been on loud tonight.
Yeah, I know. You're like, God damn it.
All right.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
so
I
much.
have the dice here in my hand. Who wishes to?
Exciting.
You haven't rolled it yet.
You have not rolled it.
That's right.
That's a
There
lot
you
of
go.
pressure.
It's a lot of pressure.
It's okay.
And
Wait,
if,
I roll for sure.
and if you give
Yeah.
it to Gil, you never roll it again.
If you give it to Gil, you have to leave the table. If you give it to Gil, we have to kill you because you're no longer useful.
We're just gonna keep going with this.
Give it to Gil.
That was so funny.
Chat can continue that.
A.
That's you.
That's
Okay.
yeah. So you get
That's A for asshole.
D6 inspiration. Do you have any dice that look similar to this? Can you differentiate them apart?
Well, I can just leave one outside.
Do you know
there
the
you go.
difference between a D6 and a D8?
I can count.
I feel that-
luckily. So,
We think
No respect. No respect.
That was mean.
you're so
It was.
good at it.
I still haven't gotten the chaotic evil out of me.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh yeah. It's working its way out. I can tell.
All right, as Princess begins to make her way.
Just a little gulp for air.
Yeah,
Throws
essentially.
up mid-air. It's like too much. Yeah.
And you hear every now and then. I wonder if I left the stove on. And you watch this large demonic ballista reach its a detailed inspiration. You're taking that from me?
They're so good.
We're gonna go take a break. You MFer! He just stole a green bean from.
Did you steal our well-being every day on the show?
Hey guys, go ahead and remain active in chat as I give away a.
No, wait, hold on. What happened?
Thanks,
What happened
Guillermo.
with the imp?
No. We're going to break. We're going to break. You'll find out afterwards. You took my damn green bean, man.
I'm so sorry. It was good.
Was it? Hey, let me try the other one that's left in my. You're right.
Yeah, so good.
I can't put it in there because it'll drown it. It's spicy. Hey guys, remain active in chat. We're gonna give away a cantrip candles when we come back. So we'll be looking for the active user. The moderator will pull from the list, and yeah, we have about a 10-minute break. We'll come right back, and thank you guys so far for watching.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Steal green beans.
You did.
I didn't realize.
Live her life in service to Athena, for Athena's will has shaped her family's destiny since ancient times. Her father is the only child of Ariadne Gallinili, one of the most revered high priestesses in recent Athenae history. Being Ariadne's only known female descendant, it was assumed Hylene would follow in her footsteps and become a high priestess. But Athena, being all-knowing and wise, envisioned a different path for her. Hylene was summoned to the temple in her 100th year, and having no useful skills to bring to Calenduine, her childhood home, she accepted and entered the Athenae seminary. Sadly, her performance as a priestess in training was disappointing. It was not until Hylene met Shalia, a paladin in the Wise One's service, that she felt something stir in her, a deep feeling that this was the path she was supposed to travel. Though it was unprecedented for a Gallinili descendant, Hylene broke with the seminary and apprenticed under Shalia for 10 years. Now she ventures into the world to impart Athena's wisdom, and to protect civilization from those who would seek to destroy it.
Ashes fell from the sky as the shrieks traveled on the breeze. Weeping children offered their still beating hearts to the drow boy and his warrior mother as their tears sizzled on the cinders at their feet. The city fell, embers filled the night, and Donash awoke. His eyes irritated him from beneath his blindfold, but to remove it would break his vow. The vision that woke him from his trance was as bright as the fires it had shone. It was time to end his self-imposed solitude. In an effort to atone for his sins, Donash shed the Underdark and his name to be reborn beneath the bright Tremahian sun. After the murder of his mother, a blinding rage overtook his mind and he tore his hometown asunder. For a century, he had exiled himself in the Waikatura Mountains to hone his mind and spirit to never fall to such rage again. It was the vision that showed him how selfish his exile had been. No matter how much control Donash had over his own spirit, others would fail to squelch their rage and the innocent would fall prey once again. So from that day on, Donash left the mountain and began traveling from town to town, sharing meals with strangers and reveling in the joys of their stories and humor. He left his brooding self behind in that cave and chose to liven up taverns with jests and song. Adapting to his new lifestyle well, he realized the true way of how to prevent those from making the same mistake he had made long ago, and that was to keep tankards raised high and everyone's spirits raised higher.
Amalthea should have had the world at her feet. Her mother was a purebred elf, a promising young woman of wealth and favor. But her mistake was to fall in love beneath her station. Her passionate night with a wandering ranger, a human, left her with child and spurned by society. She managed to keep the semblance of an ordinary life, but Amalthea quickly became the target of bullying, stares, whispers, and giggles anywhere she went. In response, she became an outcast, a thief, a creature of the night. The generations have a way of repeating themselves, and during a long night at her favorite tavern, a ranger, half-elven like herself, stole her heart at a glance. She left with him the next morning to learn the art of hunting and tracking, as well as the humbling experience of unrequited love. The night he finally became her lover, he was killed in a sudden attack by a dragon, and her life descended into darkness once again. Not knowing where to turn or what to do, rage and fire burning in her heart, she stumbled upon this motley crew.
Altricia the half-elf was born in a prominent house to a high-born human mother and a nameless elven father, a blazing emblem of a shameful affair. But as with most noble scandals, the affair was quickly and quietly brushed under the rug, and the child was put into the care of the manor staff. With that, Tricia, the orphan, was born. Tricia's true origins were kept a secret from everyone, including her, and she was raised as a maidservant to the daughter of the estate, her half-sister Sharina. As the years passed, the two grew up side by side, never knowing the secret between them. That is, until one fateful day when, at her mother's deathbed, Sharina learned the secret of Tricia's birth. Sharina, stunned by the revelation and terrified of what it could mean for her, threw her half-sister out into the night. And it was there, on the cold streets of Masthead, that Trixie, the rogue, was born. Trixie had to learn to fend for herself from day one. As a young girl alone in the city, she didn't have the luxury of second chances. As she began to learn the tricks of the trade, she found that her slight frame, doe eyes, and darling smile lent themselves well to a less than lawful lifestyle. While she may not always follow the letter of the law, she will always do what she feels is right. Although, you might want to watch your coin purse.
Master of the Arcane and Bounty Hunter Extraordinaire, John Jingles is half sorcery, half sass, and entirely fabulous. At just over a year old, baby Jingles toddled his way out of the mystical forest and into the arms of the elves. They knew he was going to be trouble after a wave of his hand turned a set of priceless silk curtains into a side-tucked, slim-fit diaper with matching ascot. He blossomed into a confident, eccentric young man, and devilishly handsome, if I do say so myself. But John's gift for the arcane was truly extraordinary, eventually surpassing even that of the elves, and they bullied him relentlessly for it, until John finally found the courage to fight back. Which, long story short, got him kicked out of town and into a traveling acting troupe, where he spent his nights cold and hungry, wondering what his purpose was in this lonely world. But hey, I'm being a Debbie Downer. You don't want to hear about the sad bits. You want to hear about the fun stuff like catching bad guys and making money, right? Thought so. One day while performing, John saw a thief steal an old man's coin purse, and all at once, something in him awakened. In a flash, he leapt from the stage in hot pursuit, and after a dramatic chase through the city streets, John magically catapulted a watermelon right at the crook's head. With the bad guy caught, the crowd cheering, and a fat sack of reward money in hand, it suddenly became clear that our young adventurer had at long last found his calling. John fluffed his ascot, popped his collar, and set off to become the bedazzled bounty hunter hero Tremahia deserved.
Hey guys, welcome back. We have a winner in chat.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Look.
Who is it?
That could be a camera.
Super Sid Games.
Super Sid.
Go ahead and talk with the moderator. They will hook you up with the information and whatnot. We'll gather all of your stuff, and hopefully, we're gonna send you.
Hopefully we're gonna send this to you.
Hopefully you'll get it. A Walk in the Woods. To everyone who's currently listening, we still have a package just arrived of all these sets, so we're going to be sending them out to those of you who have already won in the past. We finally got it, so you're good to go. All right.
Yay!
All right.
Thank you, Sid. Now you get to smell your house of the forest. That
You
made
can
no
smell your
sense.
house.
That made
You
no
can
sense.
smell your
you
house
get to
of the
fill the
forest.
sense of your house with the forest. It's not. We won't get there.
Coffee.
I'm only good in character. Out of character, I'm a fucking moron.
Same. Weird. Just fall apart.
Right.
All right. Okay, guys, let's get right back into it. So, all right. So, I wanted to reiterate. We did make the D6 goal for the night.
Thank you.
The final goal
For any new viewers.
for any viewers who are just joining us right now, it is thick skin, and what that entails is +5 to any one of these characters.
AC.
AC, you're correct.
Just
+5.
A high
man, you're
five, a
a
low
+5.
five.
This will bring up their AC up to 5, much like the cover rules for like 3/4 cover, and essentially spare them, hopefully, from things that may happen. And you may wonder, what could there be? You know, it's
Don't ask that
I'm sure
question.
they're
Like that.
always wondering that question. Bill.
Stop. If you're asking that, stop asking that.
well, we're about to find out. As
Oh.
you, he lands. It's so confusing with the princess.
2018.
Yeah. When he lands on one of the local huts there, you can see this demonic ballista ahead of you, and you're focusing on its entire structure. It's long, also very, very wide. There doesn't seem to be any other ammunition for it, like the one large rod that was initially there when you had Princess fly up initially. Doesn't seem to be any more. Also, currently, there does not seem to be any other cultists around, aside from the occasional sorcerer who is kind of limping forward towards the breach. Nothing really. What the rest of you feel, the wagon lurches.
Mugsy?
Muggsy's still kind of moving along.
Lost a leg.
Did you just run over somebody?
Those of you who wish to,
I will poke my head out.
you're gonna make yours, but you're just gonna make them normally. You don't.
I'm not gonna.
Okay.
I'm still very much perturbed by what's happening with
Except
Tracy.
except for you, you don't
Yeah, I don't
sense
have
this,
anything.
right?
I got a whole
Smash it
set
against the
of
car,
them.
nothing, like bleeding.
I got a 7
Feel
to
it.
7.
You're here.
Oh, I forgot to
You can
roll.
roll.
Hey, hey, 9.
Hey, you got your
Nice.
+10. Well, I guess it's maybe never.
I want to
Maybe never.
maybe next time. Maybe next time.
Maybe never.
For the most part, you guys don't really
This
see
play
anything
very strong.
at this moment.
Yeah,
You
babe.
look behind you to where you might think there might have been some object in the road, a rock or whatever, and there only seems to be recently disturbed earth.
Oh shit, we're in the
Wagon
desert.
Continues moving on.
Oh,
I'm
no,
keeping my
those
eyes peeled.
fucking
Yes,
worms.
I'm keeping my eyes peeled. I am
Oh.
staring
Wait.
out the
We
back
would
of
have
the
seen.
wagon.
We would have seen signs like this before. Had it if it actually is about an earth crawler. Is this an earth crawler? Does this look like the regular
The disturbed earth.
disturbance of what an earth crawler would do?
Make an investigation check as you look.
Can I do that
Yes,
one
you may.
too?
Dad, please.
I've been rolling so bad tonight. That's an
Investigation?
11.
It's a 19.
Sorry,
19.
wait a second.
Well, I
It's
could've-
investigation?
Yeah.
That's a 12.
Okay. 11. 12! Alright.
19.
Well, it does that actually, believe it or not, that made the DC.
Yeah.
Believe it
So-
or not.
As you, you initially didn't really notice it, but you watch your companions kind of look around as the wagon has lurched. You feel the earth has, it's almost like a streak in the pathway that you've moved.
Right.
Son of a...
you see again the recently disturbed earth, and you recall that that's how they moved. The
Right.
earth crawlers. Another lurch. This time, Muggsy stopped.
And now I say go.
Muggsy,
Well, we found a feast.
here now.
He's got one arm. He can't really.
I'm
Help him up.
I'm sorry. I'm just gonna reach down. Yeah, reach down, grab him by the pants, and pull him up.
Whoop! He kind of like upside down him.
Yeah,
Or
just
like a
like-
toddler. Yeah. Yeah, we know that's right. You. handled
I
it.
go to Trixie and I start to shake her. And I go, wake up, wake up.
Thank you. Okay, I'm
Alright.
assuming I feel that now.
Yeah, you no longer have connection with Princess, and just as you're there, but you're looking around, and your companions look a little startled.
What's
Worm.
going on?
Worm, big
Why did
worm.
Earth. And I go, earth crawlers, potential danger. I don't want you to die.
Thank you.
High five? God, hard. Everyone, on your guards. We might have just found ourselves lunch.
You're very excited about this.
We ate them once. They
Can
were
we
delicious.
tell which direction it's going? Can we get away instead of making lunch?
Poke my
To
head
be
out
honest
the
with you,
back
I don't
of the
know
wagon.
exactly which way they're traveling, and I just know that they have traveled here. But
Alright, then we're ready.
I mean,
Okay,
yeah, I
Wondrous Blast.
pull up my guitar, and I'm just like, I'm actually like really excited for this.
Wait a second. That's right. We're not moving anymore, right?
No, we're
just
stopped.
stopped.
We should.
Muggsy.
Yeah.
I'm just double checking.
The horse, though, it's been past 30 minutes.
I have to have a long rest.
Yeah,
for
she
that.
has to have a
Damn
long
it.
rest.
Okay.
God, we're all dying too.
All
Just
right.
run.
Well, maybe is there like a hatch in the top of the wagon?
A hatch?
No.
There's. I mean, on the top, there's no roof.
Is there a
This is
parasol
all-
on this
there's-
wagon?
Oh, I have my parasol open
This
too then.
this wagon looks just like that.
Should
I-
we reach
I
the wagon
jump-
and just run?
I jump out of the wagon, and using my blind sense, I like kneel down and touch the earth to see if like I can feel any tremors.
Make a perception check with advantage. Though.
Yeah. Hold on. It's gonna
Numbers.
be good. It's gonna be good.
Math.
Yeah.
I gotta make sure I know.
No,
the
you're
number.
really good.
Someone's fucking salty. Alright, wait. 3, 5, 20. Modify 20.
All right. It's not just him, but it's also the drink, which is great.
Yeah.
20. Modify 20. You take a moment. It seems to have stopped.
Like I felt it and then it stopped?
It just barely underneath you, but stopped.
Oh, fuck.
Nothing.
Donash,
Where is
what
it?
are you sensing?
It is nearby, and it has either stopped to rest or has stopped because it sensed us.
Shit.
What are
Agreed.
the chances of the former?
Not likely. And so I just pull up my guitar and I just like ready stance to go. Look, we survived an entire army of demonic forces.
Does 23 hit you?
Jesus!
I knew it.
Yes!
Okay. As we go ahead and roll
In the
initiative.
middle of me talking, yeah. Oh no!
That's perfect.
Oh shit.
Big speed
It does
ready.
not matter which dice I use. I am
Holy
rolling horribly
shit.
I was
today.
gonna say my rolls have been so bad tonight.
Yeah, we can position the camera
Yeah.
as needed.
Ooh, that's a cool.
That's a thing.
I like what you did to Octopod.
Yeah, it's, you know, it's just,
The pod.
you gotta do what you can with what you're given. You know? Something that
Ow,
my
oh no.
dad taught me. Oh my god. Hold on.
Sorry, everyone at
This
home.
is the real show right here, guys.
Boom.
Yeah,
We gotta
just
make-
us trying to figure this thing out.
Yep.
Also that. We can move it here.
I'm trying.
No, I can move this.
He's doing
no,
the
go the other way.
splits.
You go that way.
Okay. If you go this way, I'll go home.
Oh no!
Alright, that's about as good as it's gonna probably get,
Uh,
I guess.
is that gonna stop it? Yeah, there
Yes,
we go.
it is.
This is small.
I don't know.
How's that look?
Nope.
Wow.
Whoa.
Should we go?
You know what, Gil? That's all you.
Oh, there it is. Like here.
Well, thanks for tuning in, guys,
Yeah,
as
right?
we are establishing the next awesome shot. We're,
I'm only stalling because Donash might have just died. Like,
We're technically, we're counting up hit points right now and trying
God.
to quietly erase numbers off of Gil's board.
yeah, they're all in the
They're all right there. That's fine.
all in the card. Okay.
Just all of them.
Okay. All right. As this large creature just suddenly comes up out of
Now,
nowhere.
that
Out of nowhere.
does not look like a sandworm.
No, it's not.
No,
a
that's
sand
the same one. I remember because I stepped on his tail like steps.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna do the same fucking thing because this guy sucker punched me, and I don't really appreciate that. In the
this
middle
count
of
as a
like
sucker punch.
Yeah.
I feel like this is like Jaws coming up and just.
Sucker punch is more of like the feeling of what was intended or what was done, not
I
necessarily
don't
the
think you
action.
liked your speech.
I thought it was good. I thought it was gonna be really riling.
It was just for the wrong.
Yeah, right.
Just for the wrong side.
It's like nobody comes up, grabs me, and then goes down. You're like, right, keep onwards.
This is our opportunity to run.
Yeah. Well, that was interesting.
No, sacrifices must be made. Shame.
Trix is like, fuck, finally. You talked so much. Alright.
Okay.
Seriously, though, I am a little scared of what's happening.
You take 14 points.
Oh,
of
shit.
Good thing I used all of my hit die because that would have sucked.
Ooh.
You do make a strength save, please.
I don't wanna.
So, Donash, you keep it busy.
Strength save.
Strength save.
For real officially.
As we're gonna go ahead and roll initiative as soon as he's done with that.
So now I
14.
said I was readying an Eldritch Blast. Do I get a surprise round, or do I still wait?
Because he told you exactly kind of whereabouts it is. You get it as a surprise round. So.
I told you where about it is because it was chomping on my leg.
Thank you, Donash.
Yeah.
Oh, here.
I found it!
I'll go ahead.
Does a 14 save?
No, those are bad rolls.
14 does not save.
Oh, God.
And you are, as it comes up, you are flung in the air and then knocked prone.
Uh-huh.
Great.
Okay.
Does 16 hit?
16 does not hit.
And neither of my Eldritch Blasts hit. It startled me.
Okay.
Oh my god.
You watch as two random Eldritch Blasts hit the sand right next to you, but not not at you. All right. Roll initiative, everyone.
Ooh-wee.
As the bullet has now caused up an explosion of sand and rock and debris up around the wagon as little bits fall everywhere and land on you. 20 up.
Oh, right.
Okay. Yeah, this is group.
You know what, Gil? Jeez. That's an 11 for me. That's not 20.
15 up.
Wow.
So 11.
Yep.
10 up.
14.
13, 14.
Hey.
11.
Jesus.
So you're 14.
14.
Yeah, we're doomed. Thank God! Thank you, God!
A little less doomed.
Oh no, wait. And he's like, the DM gets the die.
I know. Don't
I
let it
shouldn't
happen.
No, I don't want to be responsible for this.
I want to be responsible.
Of course she does.
I do. I'm gonna roll
A blessing upon your children.
Trixie.
Hey!
Literally up.
Yeah, good enough.
That works.
All right,
All right. So you get a
What is the reward?
D8.
Yeah, baby.
Do you have a? Oh,
Thank
don't.
you, thank
Awesome.
you.
There you go.
Your
That's
turn.
that's yours to use.
Yeah, we're
If
probably
you
not gonna die now.
wish-
Thank you.
If you miss another Eldritch Blast, I'm gonna be very upset with you now.
Well, now I'm not.
Good. Do we
Ever
know?
Okay.
again.
Ever the rest of the campaign.
5 up.
8.
Oh,
Eight.
Highland.
Damn. You were really
Really
tired.
is impressively bad.
3.
3.
And it's
It's
consistent.
very, I was gonna
The
say
last
very
combat was
consistent,
2.
Yeah.
So Camila still got some white time? Or did
Oh, yeah. Let's go run roll for her too.
Oh, natural 20.
Yeah. I had a feeling.
God.
though. Look at that.
Camille with her
Camille
heightened
likes me.
One of us.
Camille's like,
I
I'm
think
tired
so.
of
Like,
getting
no.
forgotten about.
Alright.
What does she do?
Well, she's gonna jump on the thing.
All right.
Is there
Yeah.
anywhere like that's where she can get into a like attack, but maybe
It's a lot of armor everywhere.
I'm thinking right
the
here is a weak
underside-
spot.
So I cough and go, the underside, like the first time.
Like underneath here, under the
Yes,
belly.
under the belly.
Yeah, that was
That's
where,
what you remember.
That's where we figured out it had a little bit of softness.
Okay. I think she can get in between here.
Oh my god, and just start rending flesh.
Yes.
Jeez, amazing.
So it you can't really occupy the same space as far as D&D term, but what?
I was gonna say,
What?
the last time that we played, I was able to crawl underneath it like Fast and the Furious with the under the
Oh,
thing.
God.
So if I could do it, the wolf could. Just saying, you should be consistent.
I should be consistent and not
He's
have it
never
happen
gonna
in the
give you
first place.
It's okay, I have songs in mind.
Well, what else could you do?
That's what it felt like.
I love you.
I feel like there's a
You
weak
take my
spot
other
right
one?
here.
No, I didn't. Sorry,
There's a
what?
weak spot right here, over here, right underneath this thing.
What you remember Grantham telling you is that there is a weak spot on the bottom. The last time you were able to do it so well was because you did flip it on its side,
Right.
and that's when she just ran.
slash
yeah.
away.
That's
So
when
maybe-
she literally bobbed for its heart.
Right.
Yeah.
So then maybe,
That's right.
so then the maybe Camille will pull out and then flip her
If
over.
it does bite it and make its attack, it does have a tendency to go prone. You can make it go prone.
No way.
Yeah.
That'd be
That's what the
unbelievable.
wolf does.
That's what she does.
And it's
Yeah,
not
it's not-
that much bigger than us.
It's
so-
also not immune to
I
being
mean,
prone. So.
how much bigger is this thing to us?
This is a large responsibility, so think about the size of this room. Maybe no, sorry. The body's width is about the size of this room. It's
If your
probably-
dog can do this, I will have such a renewed respect.
Huh.
Oh my
Have it
god.
attack, yeah.
Well, you did get this thing from a spirit, so.
Yeah.
Do you have advantage?
She does not have advantage.
Wait a second. How close is Donash? Because Donash is an ally, and I believe little
Tactics, tactics.
Right in its mouth.
Indeed. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does. Yeah.
Oh! 18.
18 does hit.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Okay.
I believe he has some of this.
No fucking way
Oh,
right
so
now.
it must succeed on DC 11 strength saving throw or be not prone.
Okay, alright. It's got a huge strength. Let's see.
Probably
if it-
pretty strong, but
No.
No, 11. Wow. Oh, but no, it did make
11.
it. That's 11.
Yeah,
Yeah,
11
made it.
saves.
It makes it.
Oh.
So.
Oh my god, but
it-
just barely.
Yeah, just barely. It still is upright.
What are you saving on that one for? Do you want to know?
I'm.
All right, yeah. Something for Trixie because I'm selfish, but I'm
Moving on.
Yeah, I'll use
Okay, cool. All right, then. Let me just.
I'm convinced. It's a good moment.
So natural
We got
one.
one.
Yeah, natural one.
It fails. It is
So,
prone.
thank you guys from last session.
Fantastic use of that.
We now have a big ugly lizard flipped upside down.
Awesome. Everybody attack its belly.
That's right.
So, but I can
I'm
still
gonna
bite
dive
it,
into
right?
it like Granny did.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
bite
So
it?
yeah, go ahead and roll damage now. You already did its thing. It already hit. So you roll damage.
That's a go for it.
Good job.
I want to be
I know.
Trixie,
I
but
know
I'll
you
let it
did.
I know
6
what
points
it's
of
gonna
damage. All right.
How long does it stay prone for?
This next round, it's going to stay prone until basically it gets up at its end of its turn. So it has to use its action to get up essentially.
Oh my God.
It is the Earth Crawler's turn. It's
No.
No.
God, no. Dude, I didn't know. Yeah.
Here.
By the way, she's
It's okay. I don't know. It's part of it. That's fine.
Let's see.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
I just know it's gonna like attack Trixie and she'll die.
But to be fair, though, you witnessed me get like bit and then thrown
he
around,
got tossed.
and
He flipped.
then this wolf that we like had been calling a dog disrespectfully
slammed
for
it.
so long
You have been called.
turned it over.
I know. It was worth it.
You almost threw it down the chasm last time we were like helping it up the thing. Do you remember?
You, the what?
This is nothing. Watch the last episode to find out what I'm talking about.
We're having an inside
When you're
joke.
doing something else, we just go.
That's the
It
plan.
unravels.
To be fair though,
All right.
that's
I
what
need to
happened. You
check
watch this
this
dog just like
Oh.
rip this thing to its side. I would be like, oh my god.
I know we should
I am.
we should
We're
all
like-
be inspired. We should all be inspired by that.
Okay.
So it does get up, but that is
Oh,
that
son
is
of a
its,
bitch.
its full action though. It cannot do anything
perfect.
else.
Even
Great.
better. Totally worth it.
Camille, attack again!
So you watch this thing just go and right itself, all the dust and sand spilling everywhere.
God damn it. All right.
All right, it is Jingles' turn. Your next on initiative because.
Okay, I am going to kind of take me towards Octopod.
Okay.
There we go. Yeah.
Can
Out
you
behind-
take me to?
Poking out behind the little wagon. There we go. And I would like to. I feel like as I saw the guy on his back, I pulled out my rapier and I was like, "All right, this is my sing blade song." All that good stuff.
There's a little distant chord at the end.
This is my sing. Nobody ever said Jingles could sing, but
No one did.
No one did.
there's a reason why he's the bard.
You play bagpipes, bro.
That's right. That's right. Mean bagpipes. But yeah, so I'm gonna see that, and Jingles is gonna start to charge in, and then all of a sudden it rolls back over, and Jingles is going to, and he's gonna backpedal a little bit, and he is still kind of awkwardly holding his sword, and he'll switch it over to his other hand. Firebolt.
All right.
And he is just going to firebolt right at this
roll.
thing's head.
A little bit of weakness, man.
16 plus something.
Oh, that
Yeah, that'll hit.
Plus anything will hit.
Plus
It's a
anything
15
will hit.
monster, bro.
That's right.
Is that what you think?
I hope. I hope.
All right.
Hope so much.
And 2d10. Going to be a 0. That's a 10, right? 0 is 10?
Yeah,
Yes.
totally
Yeah,
is.
baby.
And only now. Nowhere else.
That's a 10
I love
and
when
a
he's using my
3
dice, too.
I know.
plus 1.
I can hear it. I'm like, oh yeah.
The weight of your
14 damage total.
14 damage.
14
total.
fire
Nice.
damage to the side of his head.
Nice.
I mean, the creature's like, it's enough of a damage that it's reeling back now. It's like,
And I am going to kind of, okay, all right, good job, and duck back behind the wagon.
okay.
Pat yourself on the back. Great job, Jingles. You're amazing. You're so fast.
Trixie,
Oh, well,
you're up.
thank you.
Okay.
You just shot 2 little things, but you're like, oh.
Trixie's gonna cast Hex to start with her bonus action.
Oh yeah.
And she'll Hex Strength this time, just for fun.
Strength.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Good
then
call.
she's gonna blast it again.
I'm gonna set you up so you're not looking at. Oh, jeez.
So close. One of them is a 19. The other one does not hit because it's a 16.
Okay. Does not hit. Correct.
I know.
Wait.
Oh!
Wait, no, it's a 16. He hit with a 16. Plus
No, we
anything.
hit with a 17 plus anything.
16 plus anything would have hit.
Oh, it's a 16 monster.
17 monster.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't.
Ooh, that's okay.
I don't like
still.
this.
Hey.
16.
Nice.
16 points of damage?
Yeah, actually
Jesus.
Hex.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's also regular.
Yeah.
Hex
Wait,
is
hold on.
nice.
Didn't you do like 30 points
I
of
did,
damage
yeah.
that one time? My God.
Yeah, no,
Both of
warlocks
them.
are stupid, guys.
Yeah.
Warlocks are stupid.
No, they're
Not
amazing. I love them.
Stupid? I prefer that word.
Not stupid. Right.
Right.
Smart, I think. Is all right. Okay, it is Donash's turn. You're on the ground, currently prone.
Just have to be in half the
You get
Right.
to use half your movement.
And I use that half movement. I am absolutely pissed now because it disrupted my oration.
I hope that's the
Not
sound
that
you
it made
made.
you, but that interrupted you.
I know, yeah,
As
yeah.
he like hips to his feet.
Son of a bitch, I had important things to say. So I have the guitar ready. The guitar, which would have given me +1 to initiative, but it doesn't matter because I would have have 12. I still get the same initiative. Anyways. So, rescind
followed
what I
you.
just
This is
said.
good.
Yeah.
We're good.
So I'm going to attack it with the guitar. And it's going to not hit.
Okay.
But then I'm going to do a key point to do Blurry of Flows. Yeah.
And he's totally
No. It's always been Blurry of Flows. I don't know what you
It
guys
says
are talking
so
about.
in the book.
I'm literally, it's that for the rest of the campaign. It's Blurry of Flows.
I'll write Mike Merles and he'll change it. I guarantee you it'll be that easy.
Drunken monk strikes again.
Yep. Blurry of flow. I love
Blurry
it.
of Flows, bro.
It's like Eminem though. You got the flow. You got to have that blurry though.
Oh God, I'm now
Only for
picturing
the
like a
Oh, no, wait a
freestyle
second.
cipher
Oh,
from
no, yeah.
Guillermo.
Yeah.
So, okay, 17.
17 does hit.
Yes.
Alright, that's the first attack. I'm not going to roll it damage yet. God damn it. And I have an extra attack.
You do.
Because now I'm level 6.
Yeah.
And that's an 18.
6'5", whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's
You know.
2 or 3.
So 2 attacks
Two
out of the
attacks.
4 that I have.
Gotcha.
Miss
Copy
2,
that.
hit 2.
All right, roll damage.
Blurry of Flows!
Yeah.
Jeez.
Flurry of flows.
You know it's great. Oh, come on, you son of a bitch. Alright. That is 10.
I almost want to make a shirt like that with a drunken mug.
No, totally. And so with this, I'm going into
much
its face.
total?
10
total.
10 total. I'm going into its face, and I'm trying to just like, with elbows and the thing. So the
Okay.
2 elbows miss, right?
Okay.
But the 2 things, I'm going for its eyes. Just like
Okay.
just one eye.
All right, so
Just stabbing one eye.
you attempt to do so, and it's watching you as you get closer. And you get right above its eyebrow, if you will. It skids right off. You do again. You're hitting it, and it's causing armor to the chitinous plate that it's got there. You didn't quite hit the eye though.
Okay.
But it's definitely bleeding from both above and below it.
Okay.
A weirdish. The rest of you can kind of see it's like a orangish blood, a darkish like.
Valuable.
It's
Sunny D.
For some
It's
purple
darker.
stuff, some Sunny D. Wow.
It's a little darker than Sunny D, but yes, it's got this weird like gooish factor to it.
It's flowing from the blurry. You can understand?
That's right, I do have Sunny D.
Yes.
Oh, God, drink ideas.
So
Yeah, we know
first,
next
I'm going to
week's
use my bonus
Oh, hell
action
yeah.
to do the Hunter's Mark.
Hunter's Mark.
Hunter's Mark.
Hunter's Mark.
This thing is stacked.
Oh,
Yeah.
by the way, sorry. Drunken technique, I disengage after using blurry flows.
Blurry flow. So you're gonna
I disengage.
disengage.
Disengage. I said disengage. Disengage.
All right, disengage. You can only move that far.
That's fine.
I'm going to run in.
Oh, no, you move 40. Never mind.
No,
Captain
I only-
Belair's scimitar hide on my head like
Yeah.
this. Well, with one hand, because
Yeah.
in my other hand I have my ice dagger, obviously. So,
I love the free rolls.
19.
Oh, yeah, that's a
Very
natural
nice.
19. That's gonna hit.
That's a natural 19. So
That's gonna hit.
I'm going to.
You don't even have to do math.
Right, so I'm going to do
Thank God.
that one first.
All right.
Worst part about this
So I'll
game.
do this, the d6 for the Hunter's Mark, and plus, I can't remember, scimitar, d6, oh that's also a d6.
If anyone can make a supercut of us doing math, that'd be great.
know.
It's gonna be the most
Really
boring
concentrate.
supercut ever.
And also like 18 minutes long. Why would you do that?
4
And
plus,
earlier in the stream, it's mainly me.
plus
I know
4 is 9.
9.
that. For the scimitar.
Yes.
All right, and then you go with the ice dagger.
Yes.
Yeah, freeze its warm heart. It's really a lover at heart. At like in its core, it's a
It
lover.
loves-
It just wanted to hug
Oh,
you.
wait.
Yeah, with its
11
jaws.
plus
Yeah.
7 is 18.
18 does hit.
Yes.
Roll damage for the ice dagger.
Yeah, come on.
2 is 6 plus 4 is 10. And then I
Nice.
get another d6
That's
for the
right.
Hunter's Mark. So that's 12.
Well,
Beautiful.
plus 2 then. Is that what you got?
Yes.
Okay, got it. All right, 12 total. Oh, yeah. It's starting to kind of look a little worse for wear now. It's
Jeez.
probably
Picked on the wrong guys, didn't you?
essentially you wanted a quick meal. It didn't realize it was gonna
Become a meal.
become a meal.
It
Highlander,
didn't know
your
who
turn.
he was
Alright,
dealing with.
I'm going to kind of rush around, and I'm going to try to flank him right here.
Copy that. Go ahead and move your character. It's
Someone
easier for you
closer
to do
can
it.
do that. Yeah, thank you.
All right, that's fine.
Alright.
Sorry.
So I'll
That'd be a
leave.
crit fail.
Was that
So I
I
natural?
love that dynamic. Every time she does it for you,
That's a
it's like
clip
her.
too, though. you're like
Totally a nat
Heck,
one. I am
Yeah.
so sorry. I gave you the die and I gave you the.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, so that failed. And I'm going to take my second attack, and hopefully that one will actually hit. No, it does not.
Stop rolling that die. You just are not.
Dude, no dice that I roll is
No
going to be
dice.
anything above a 10.
Start a donation center.
Alright,
Give me your lost d20s.
I'm just going to go sit in the cart. I'm sitting this fight out.
So wait, what are the natural ones?
As you go ahead and swing across, it's moving around. You're doing almost like a baseball bat thing. This is your mace, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You kind of swing. If you have your shield up, you have your
It's
you
a really shitty Negan.
You have your split mail on, don't you?
Yes, I
Okay,
do.
it's a little bit freer to move around,
Yeah.
but you go ahead and wind up, and you think you're about to land, and it just ducks down beneath. You almost like spin around essentially. You try
She
to use
does
the
the
momentum.
Charlie Brown.
Yeah. You try to use that momentum again as you come back around, and with once more. You don't lose it.
Got the nips.
Yeah, because it wasn't 2 natural ones in a row. You still have it, however, it has evaded both of your attacks now.
I'm so hey! Right in the middle of my apology. Did you hear that?
Hey!
They
reroll.
so
That is a
God,
reroll.
if only 30 seconds sooner.
What?
You're
Thank
having this
you.
one.
Wouldn't it be?
No.
No, you have.
Yeah,
Wow.
No, if I roll it, it's gonna be DM.
No.
Well, you know
Someone
what?
else
Here,
roll
here. Let's test the dynamic.
Yeah, let's
No,
see
I
how
just-
Guillermo's
no.
like
Let's
goes.
test the dynamic.
Okay.
Here we go.
TM.
I told you it's
I'm gonna swallow this thing, like, and then you'll never get it back.
Well, that's high in iron. Are you kidding me, though? That is...
Oh, I failed everybody.
Okay, wonderful.
I'm so sorry.
I have a...
Well, it went
Look at him. He's just like,
God.
I have so many dice to choose from. Which one should I re-roll? God.
I
You know
still
what?
make the 8.
Well, thank you guys. You have dispelled all of our myths about Guillermo's luck.
Yeah,
I'll sing for you guys later. God.
He's back up to the top. Camille. It's currently there.
Yeah.
Proportionately.
This is terrible.
Guillermo's our Will Wheaton.
No!
No,
Guillermo
that would be
Wheaton.
me. I haven't
Yeah.
rolled anything above a 10 tonight.
That's absurd. That's
So, yeah.
all right, Amalthea.
All right. Camille.
Do it again, Camille.
Well, what if he re-rolls and he doesn't fall over?
He might.
That's okay.
That's the risk
But-
we're willing to
yeah.
take.
Yes.
I'm gonna try.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, she gets advantage on
Mhm.
the
What does it say
attack.
about the biscuit? You gotta risk it? Oh, that's right.
Oh! That's for 20.
Sorry, I didn't mean to scream.
Natural 20 does hit.
Yes.
That's
He's
a
doing
crit.
really well.
He's gonna roll.
I'll
I
advantage
don't
too,
think
right?
you
What
should be
is
able to
tonight?
roll.
Oh no.
I think-
That's not the way that. I mean, you get crit damage.
That is nice.
Roll the natural 3.
Camille is kicking it.
I'm gonna use the reroll now. I'm gonna
No, you
Is this a saving throw or a check?
Oh my God! Natural 2.
It was
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you,
hell
viewers.
no.
You did
Thank
this.
you.
This is
No.
all you gave him
Because
the
we're
last
wasted
sound.
and we are
Hell
happy.
no.
I can push him over, yeah?
Knock him over.
Yes,
Knock him
Yeah.
over.
do it.
And you're also
Yeah.
gaining. I'm curious. Does Camille get your hunter's mark damage with that or no?
I-
No.
Oh,
No, it's a
that's right.
melee
We looked it up and I
Okay.
It
don't
has to
believe
have, be
so.
like a...
All right,
Which
um,
I think is
Honestly, I
Don't.
may change that. I might change that. Because anyway. Okay. Oh my God.
Wait, so what, I get double the damage?
Double the damage that
She's
that
so coy
Camille
about it.
would.
So double
roll.
the damage, I guess. Well, fine. If that's what it has to be, then I guess that's what it will be.
And that is double.
You can
That is
also
double
roll
to
twice,
all
which
of
I
your
prefer.
dice. So that's also your hunter's marks.
Yeah, but I don't
Oh
have...
damn it! That's
Yeah.
right. Never mind.
You,
Just kinda
you
rub it
just
in,
said
right?
that. Hey, bro, it's okay. It's a very strong drink. I get you.
I'm almost done.
Yeah. It was like 3 drops, like from an eyedropper of tomato juice, and then the rest vodka.
That's how he makes his
That's
living.
how you like to drink, huh?
12.
More
Okay.
merry than bloody. You
So
know
12 on the dice, but it's 2d4 plus 2, so did the 2 get doubled
The
as
2
well?
doesn't get doubled, just
Yeah,
the
Doesn't.
correct.
Okay, so it's 14 altogether.
14 damage.
Yeah,
Wow.
Gil.
Actually, that is pretty
Right, that's
substantial
right. Yeah,
from a.
She's
Wolf.
a beast!
She really did.
You watch as
That's
it
pretty incredible.
bites the front leg, the forearm, and just wrench her head over. This thing, almost like a karate master or a kung fu master, using leverage on an arm, watches this whole large beast, tail slamming into the very back. It is now prone.
I'm impressed by that puppy.
It's
Well,
good.
hold on.
It's
It's turn now, right?
it's,
I know.
it's currently on its belly.
But it's
We need
it's
to
now.
switch those next
I
time.
know. Is it the earth crawler's
It's
turn?
the earth crawler's turn.
It's gonna try
So,
and get up.
it's going to get up, yes. However,
Freak out.
you know what?
Yeah,
It doesn't incur attack. Yeah.
So if I cast Featherfall on it and make it think it's all gravity like weirded out and stuff, is it still gonna be able to flip over?
That's actually not a
Because
bad
I'm
question.
legitimately
Can you
considering
fling him up?
it. I can't fling him, but I can.
You gently cascade down
I-
to the ground.
It probably
So-
won't work.
It's gonna get up.
God.
Use half of its movement. It's actually going to go and and burrow down.
Oh.
You three get where are you?
Right
You're
here.
back here. You
Well,
back up.
I didn't want to though. You just moved me.
Oh.
Yeah. I just wanted to disengage and do patient
I'm
defense.
sorry. Yeah, it was not.
You're like, no.
Disengage and patient defense are different.
No. I'm sorry. Well, to disengage just means like to
back up.
completely.
Yeah.
Oh, well, then I took 2 steps back.
So, did you wish to go into patient defense or?
No, because like with Drunken Technique, whenever I go into Blurry of Flows, I gain the benefit of the disengage action, which I thought was, I guess, like if he tries to attack me, he gets disengaged.
You can essentially
he can't opportunity attack you.
Ooh.
Yeah, he can't opportunity
You
attack.
get outside of 5 feet of its range.
Then 5 feet.
Yeah, that's 5 feet. So you're like essentially right here. So, right?
So would I get it then?
No, because you're out unless you have a 10-foot reach, which you don't. Well, hold on.
He's like Dalsim
You have a
from Street
trident.
Fighter.
I forget if tridents do get that, but I probably not. But
I don't believe so.
I don't
No,
believe so.
no.
Yeah.
I think they're not.
Don't
But
tell him
so,
that.
well, I was gonna check it anyway. Hylenae, Camille, and Amalthea. All 3 of you get attacks of opportunity as they try to essentially just begin to burrow down.
Can we roll for that? Or?
Yeah,
Okay.
you can roll to attack it. Yeah. Camille can roll as well.
What are you looking? What are you looking for the trident?
It would be range, and it would have like.
So it would
range
have
is
the
20 to 60.
It would have the property
That's thrown.
reach.
Yeah,
You
I would throw it at this moment.
No.
Damn it.
Yeah, so it would have
Throwing
the
is
property.
not a reaction.
It's
Got it.
considered like a reach weapon.
Right.
So, yeah.
Okay, so does Camille?
Camille.
This is
Oh,
crap.
Camille.
Yeah, Camille and you.
So Camille still gets advantage.
I think not because it's a reaction. This is not like you are harrowing
Well,
it.
She has an 18.
Okay,
so.
18 hits, and then did you roll?
15.
15 does not total. Does not hit.
And then I'll roll for me. 3.
Okay, so have Camille do her thing.
We don't want to. Oh,
Camille's not on tonight.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Camille MVP.
The noise.
That's a 5.
5 points of damage.
It burrows into this like larynx.
But it's gone anyway. It doesn't matter.
It has disappeared from the battlefield currently. So, it is currently Jingles' turn. What do you do?
Damn it!
Burrow in like a mole.
Yeah, that's a Jingles' hidden talent. I'm just gonna dive into the truth be told, I feel like Jingles is probably going to get on the wagon and he is going to look for any signs.
Let's go.
Gonna use it as an opportunity to scout, pretend scout. He's not actually scouting though. He is going to hold his action he is going to hold another firebolt. Yeah. You can hold another firebolt for the second it pops its ugly head up.
Okay, Trixie. Currently not within its.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Did Princess see all he was going to see?
So here's the thing. You got snapped out. So
Yeah.
you can choose an action.
It's been a little while.
It's been
I guess what I
12
saw,
seconds.
did I feel like he was going to see any more?
there. Yeah, there might be. I don't know.
Okay, then I won't call it back yet.
Okay.
Then I'm going to hold my action as well.
Okay, you hold your action.
The slyness of that look is. Yeah.
You actually can. Princess will actually try to make contact with you at this moment. Hey, so why did you cut it off? The connection? I'm here at
Try
the.
not to die. I'll be right back.
What?
Busy!
Yeah.
All right.
Busy signal.
So you're gonna hold your action to
Oh, Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast.
Yeah.
Donish.
I jump into the hole.
There's no a hole so much as you
Oh,
know.
you like
That's
filled
what-
with
right.
Yeah,
kinda
okay.
like
That's
as
I
it's
was
digging back.
originally thinking that I was gonna cast some magic missiles if I could like poke my head in the
Ooh,
hole.
Dope.
But yeah.
Okay.
What it does as it digs, it kind of like brings all the.
I put my hand to the ground. I feel for the tremors and see if I can find
Okay,
what's
make
going.
an investigation check with advantage.
Are we still in initiative?
Yes, we are.
Ooh, that's amazing. Advantage with investigation plus 2, 5, 21.
Okay. As you steady yourself, it's actually almost right underneath you again.
So I move to the side.
Okay.
Or no, you know what? Patient defense. I'm going to dodge as soon as it like tries to come up.
Okay, but you're like looking down now.
Yeah. Is there a question with this? When in this stance and it tries to attack me and I dodge, can I attack of opportunity as a reaction?
It's essentially trying to attack you at
Got
this
it, got it,
moment,
got it.
so
Okay,
there's no
so-
real reaction there.
So you know what? I will stay in the same spot so that it goes for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I am in patient defense now.
You
so
got
I'm
it. And now
ready to
you're-
dodge. Ready my action to dodge.
You got it.
Yeah.
Copy
So
that.
not patient defense. Not using key point.
Okay, ready? Yeah.
Yeah.
Copy that.
Just want to make sure. Cody. Keeping track of the key points.
Amalthea, it is your turn. You watch this and go down below. You can make a perception check if you wish to see Donash's reaction.
Well, I have a.
Can I tell everyone?
You can tell.
Hi.
It's underneath
me. Ready your arms.
So, with that, what do you do?
Well, I have advantage on finding it because of the hunter's mark.
Yes.
That's
yes,
true.
you do.
Your advantage is me going.
But
I found it.
I know where it is. So
Yeah, you know where it is, but you
Like-
can.
Can I
It's
shoot
a
an
matter of
arrow
reaching it.
inside
It looks like it's going to be too dense of the ground. The substrate is just too dense. You don't think it would do anything.
Well, shall we just leave, you guys?
No, just wait. Just ready your arms. And when that thing comes out, just everyone releases all of their stuff. You're just like
Just blow it up.
barbecuing. Yeah. From the inside out.
Melanie, you're on deck.
Do we know how fast are these guys? Have we kind of gotten a sense of how they can move?
They're
Faster,
about as
slower?
fast as Donash.
Oh, okay, so pretty fast.
Quite spry, if you will.
They'll
I guess I'll go like this with my scimitar and wait.
Okay, just kind of like hold close to where Donash is.
Oh my
Yes.
god. As soon as it comes up, you're gonna
Right.
just.
It is
Yes.
Camille's turn. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, it's the Highland's
Picturing-
turn.
She's
Sorry.
just gonna hold her sword out like this and let it just as it goes.
And then it's all his
Um,
intro
I'm just
come
gonna
up.
stay where I am with my shield and my mace at the ready.
over there.
Yeah.
So you're over
I'm
here.
right. I'm where I'm at.
Okay.
Yes.
Copy that.
Okay.
Camille.
She'll just stay here.
Okay.
Camille
Go
wants to
sleep.
kill this thing.
Yeah.
Camille wants breakfast.
She is gonna kill this thing, all of us.
You watch as the bristles on the back of Camille's neck go. As the earth crawler does, in fact, breach out of the earth. It's going to try to attack you. Well, it's a natural 5. Disadvantage and, okay, 14, but it's not going to hit you. Plus, yeah. So,
I roll the way and I go, no! Just like that.
yeah, so it would 12 would have hit. I mean,
Right.
12 would have been what it rolled. All right, as dust and sand is again ejected out into the air, and oh, I have it. It comes right back up as you deftly move out of the way, right in front of you.
And
You
we're
two
all-
have ready.
Oh,
Team
everyone's
baby.
just gonna
Yes.
release the Kraken on this
That's what
thing.
18 to hit.
18 to hit.
18 to
Roll
hit.
damage.
God, rules are not
Oh,
about-
come on.
One of
fucking
them is
roast its
17.
insides. Barbecue its intestines.
This was kind of
Eat
a
his
half-assed
soul.
firebolt.
Shoot it in the eye.
This was
Yeah.
an 8.
You should Eldritch Blast his asshole.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 8 damage. This was not one of my more impressive fireballs.
15 damage.
15 damage.
It's more of like a fire
It's,
spark.
You go ahead and roll to hit because you're waiting.
God, I hope the scimitar is like the final blow.
Okay, I guess I got a 17.
17 is hit.
Okay, for the move first one, so I'm gonna stab it in the eye
As it comes, Jesus.
with the scimitar, because it's my favorite thing to do.
Hell yeah. That's just.
I'll be,
Amalthea's favorite
It's like
pastimes.
long walks on the beach, pina
Stabbing
coladas,
things in the eye
stabbing
with
with closed
scimitars.
That's only 7 points of damage.
7 points of
unfortunately,
damage.
including the hunter's
This is your
mark.
moment.
Yeah, but now it's a 20.
This is your
Oh!
moment.
Yes!
As
Yes! Sorry.
you watch a fireball, you watch these two Eldritch Blasts, and essentially it enter its form right below its collarbone if it had it. You do.
I
You
feel like as it turns like its head to like snap at me in midair, I just basically poke it through the eye.
You watch as this thing essentially stuck in the air as where you have
Right.
it. It tries to back up, and it can't because the sword is currently holding it in place somewhat.
Uh-huh.
You hear the death rattle. and you smell this weird.
And it lasts for 12 minutes.
Say, alright, you guys still hungry?
These are almost
Yeah.
all simultaneous, right? Like I know Mouthy does.
Yes.
Trixie's gonna go, I got it!
Yes, you
girl.
did, Tracy. Yes, you did.
So I'm gonna walk up to this thing,
Yeah,
right? I assume out of initiative at this point, right?
we are out of initiative.
Okay.
It is.
I'm gonna walk up to
It
this
is
thing,
dead.
and I'm gonna like, is it on its side?
It's it's
What's
almost
still
essentially
hanging up on my sword like
you watch
this?
as the sword, it's still there. She hasn't really taken it out
Just
of
kinda
it
looking
yet.
at it like
Yeah,
investigating,
just
like
moving
this.
around.
Oh
It's
my god.
dead center of the
So
eye.
it's half out of the ground.
It's just its head.
Oh,
it wanted
Jesus.
very badly to move back, but it got caught because the sword was there and it just kind of like
Okay.
just jammed itself into its hole.
Gross.
All right. So I walk over to this thing, right? And I go, "Was that rude that you interrupted me?" And then I take my hands and I grab its straw and I go, "Yes, it was very rude. I am sorry." Like that. That's exactly what I do.
And you see, you hear a whimper from Camila as she backs up.
And then I look at this thing, and is anything of value in its head? Like, is there anything that's salvageable from its face?
Currently,
There
an
are-
ice dagger.
Right?
Well, there's a large
scimitar?
scimitar
Yeah,
which
yeah.
she still has. She's kind of just like moving it around.
As I'm looking, it's like she's helping me like
Yeah.
investigate.
She's also investigating herself, so you're just kind of like moving around. There are jagged rows of teeth. There's also chitinous armor, thick chitinous armor, which you tried to penetrate earlier. It would take you some time, but it's there. And
Just
it's-
to interrupt, Trixie's going back to Princess.
Okay, as you go.
And you can deal with
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
as
Right,
you
right.
go.
No.
I'll return to you
Yeah,
in just a
no
moment.
problem.
You guys kind of like figure out what's going on here,
I'm
and
investigating this thing.
you watch as her eyes go back to the milky white, and oh hey okay now you watch the view completely different from what it. Yeah,
You like
no.
definitely caught him in the middle
Yeah.
of something. He's just like,
He's like
no,
covered,
no,
he's
it's
like pulling up
not-
his
no,
pants.
no,
He's like,
no,
oh no.
No, mom, that's not what you got. You see a crate being opened by the little imp, and it was looking.
That's exactly what I said.
Yeah, but there's nothing in there. It has been like ransacked dry,
At
and
some point,
at some point,
he's gonna steal stuff for me.
yeah, and so, okay, and he tries to remember where, yeah, and he begins to kind of fly up and he lands there, down there, begins to kind of move, almost like a waddle.
Watching, yeah.
Yeah, a little waddle, and he eventually gets close enough to the thing. It's definitely cold.
So you feel like there's any magic or anything unusual?
Yes, but it's not as strong as it once was. I feel like
In
it's
what
dissipating.
way?
Well, like the magic that was used to launch it and to even have it at all is
Is it gonna
dissipating.
just disappear?
Yeah, like, give it enough time? I mean, unless they come back to it.
Mm-hmm.
You watch
So
his
I get the
gaze.
sense that it was just brought into being in the same way that it will dissipate. from
Kind of,
being.
yeah. Like the construct itself was built by large, timber. And,
That's what I thought, because I remembered them
Oh,
chanting,
okay.
and it was getting covered in black, like
Right.
evil-looking material.
the spikes and whatnot are eventually. He's watching it, and you actually can see the slow decay of these thorns moving down into the original body, and it's becoming more regular now. So it's still a ballista.
Okay.
It doesn't have its demonic form.
Can Princess roll an Arcana check to see any sort of what magic it is?
Go ahead and roll.
This is D&D. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
Then that's what I'm gonna do.
I'm gonna go ahead and use your score for this. So, but yes, it is
Okay.
a Arcana.
Arcana isn't
Little
tall.
team.
Princess isn't very smart, it turns out. 10.
Okay.
Oh, he's thanky.
Yeah.
Oh my
See,
god.
I told you, y'all.
I don't know if you
Oh,
can see
that's
this.
Princess.
I don't know if this will register on the camera, but we'll
It's
try.
rather tiny.
I'll take a picture of it.
Yeah.
There it is.
I mean, it's
Tiny
literally
little
the
princess.
no,
Oh
it's
my
not the
God.
smallest. Princess the cat is the smallest figure of it, which
No,
I
I thought
lost.
the smallest creature you have is the queen bee, which is just a gnat glued to a
That's
stick.
Legitimately,
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
legitimately a
true.
gnat glued to a piece of plastic.
An actual gnat. Yes. I forgot I did that.
Bees, my eyes.
So,
Anyway.
10 total.
10 total.
The magics are dissipating at this point, and you don't really get a whole lot of sense. You know it is a demonic presence. You know it is spurred on by the chanting. So there is a ritual that is involved. It's not just a one and done and it's going to stay there forever. They need to focus on it. That's all you really get from it.
Okay. All right. I think that's about all I can get. So I'm going to princess back. I'm pretty sure I can. I think.
Teleport? I don't.
It's a teleport. As an action, while it is temporarily, so I can temporarily dismiss it, and then while it is temporarily dismissed, I can cause it to reappear in any unoccupied space within 30 feet.
That's broken and awesome. All right,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah.
I can literally
Love
send
it.
him anywhere and just him back.
Okay, so you go ahead and dismiss him.
Okay, well.
Good work.
Everything is so abrasive for him.
Just let me know that you're gonna do that next time. Thank you.
I'm so sorry. I didn't know how it worked.
I didn't either.
He just throws up.
We're okay.
Yeah,
we
we're-
beat a big monster.
And then that's when he looks over and he sees me just like hacking away at the
Yeah.
kite. And it's
You watch this figure land right above your head onto the creature, and essentially just kind of like push them there and like.
you go. And I look up and I go, how was your journey?
Sobering. He's gonna kind of grab down where like there's like, you've opened up a little bit of the meat, and he's like just kind of grabbing it like.
I love it. I love this guy.
It explains the beer belly.
Reap the spoils of our victory, huh? As I'm still hiking away at
I
this
mean, aren't
thing.
you going to?
He's a snacker.
He kind of offers you a little bit of it.
And I grab and I go, you know? They don't say you're truly friends with someone until you share a meal with them. And then I just take a I just take
I've
a
never heard
bite.
that, but it's before. Is that a thing?
From where I come from, it is, and I take a bite.
You recall when you bit the entrails of this creature. It was a sour. It's not great, however, it is a source of nourishment, and therefore you in your current state don't really care at this moment.
Sure.
You're like, it's
Adrenaline.
something, right? And so it goes down again, very very salty for what it is. There's,
Sure.
but
I'm okay with that.
yeah.
Great. So now we become kin. And
That's
and
how
so,
that works, right?
And so I'm hacking away at this thing's kite, or this armor.
Chitinous. Yeah, chitinous
chitinous
armor.
armor. And I want to, if I can, harvest a couple of plates.
You're going to make a survival check.
Okay. If you're going to impose that upon me, I guess I'll have to oblige, won't I?
Mhm.
I do not have a lot of survival, but it doesn't matter. A 12? 12 good?
I forgot to use the D8. All right. Well, there's other ones.
12?
12. All right. As you.
She is helping me, by the way. She is like
I am.
you did say she was helping investigate.
All right. Fine. Fair enough. Roll with advantage.
How annoying is it for that to happen? That snarky attitude, like you did say, like fuck. I guess I did.
I'll let you
But
know.
I'm
Doesn't
right
matter,
there.
doesn't
Mine is
matter.
wrong.
Okay. So
12.
12 total.
12 is the better.
You go to wrench this large plate, and you've kind of been carving at it for a while, and you think you've got enough of a leverage now. It's large enough. It's thick enough. Kind of brace your arms against it. You hear a crack down there. You're not going to get the whole thing, but you're
Okay.
getting a good section of it.
Which is like as large as someone's torso, perchance.
It is just like a hair under.
Like if like a 6 foot tall person's torso.
Not actually.
No, she's 7 foot. I'm talking about someone else.
I still have no idea who you're talking
The
about.
barbarians?
Jingles?
No.
You know, yes.
Yes.
You're confusing me, man. That's even more. It's oddly shaped.
Much like him.
What are you talking about? He's got a great form.
That's right.
It's oddly shaped. It's got various protrusions every now and then. The crack wasn't clean.
Sure.
You think that maybe someone with enough skill could potentially make a small breastplate out of it.
Okay.
Or a really small buckler, like a shield.
Oh,
So
dope. Okay. So I take this and I walk over to Jingles and I go, maybe if we were to use this, wear this as some kind of armor, you won't run away from battle as often.
you
I would love to see you wear that.
you watch
Now-
all these different flies.
And I just push it into your chest.
There's a good 15 of them now on this plate, essentially, that he's handed you.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Oh, Nash.
I could use a shield, actually.
Oh, you could. That's
No, not
funny you
yours.
say.
No. I'm saying I might. Is there enough left?
I can
for
help
There's,
you.
there's plenty of plate
Yeah.
there as
Right.
well.
So do
Right,
I just
right.
help
You
me?
get to roll with advantage because of annoyances.
Well, I already got a natural 18, so it's
Well, you can roll a natural
Everyone
20.
is so snarky on this side of the
Oh,
table.
no.
I love it.
That side.
I
Yeah,
did
yeah.
roll a natural 20.
That is like 4 in a row.
It's outrageous.
I know.
I know. I love it.
Well, if
Alright.
That's the
if
dicey one.
you guys are
Yeah.
our Will Wheatons, then we have our Percy as well.
Yes. You worked on the bottom jaw,
Oh.
essentially. She is working where the eye is. She's watching this whole thing. She's like, yeah, I think I got this. She takes out her little ice dagger, and as she does so, it kind of, the ice coalesces and hardens, and it actually allows her to wrench it off the meat, if you will, the
Yeah.
sinew and whatnot. And she continues to do so. She takes off the entire top head plate
God damn.
cleanly, perfectly. It still looks like the visage of the beast, in fact. Hollowed out eyes, though, because
Right.
they're not with you. But, I mean, it is also pretty large, but you think with the roll that you rolled, it's enough that if someone could cut this in half, could make a decent armor for you. It is going to be I'll work it up in my head. I'll see what it translates to. I'll look at something online. But it's going to be essentially like a carapace armor.
Yeah. It's like the old school, what is it,
One with
ESO,
the meat.
Morrowind.
Right, yeah,
that.
the crab armor.
Yeah.
But we take the head with us and show it so that none of the other little wormies trying to attack us.
Oh yeah, put it on the stick.
I get it. I say we take it and just like slowly eat off of it because we have a long journey ahead.
Yeah, I like when I do that.
We do have
No, we do both. We do both. It's obviously actually scarier if we're like slowly eating it as we go, just decaying as we leave.
Fair.
Are we trying to actually harvest the head? Are you serious?
Well, but
She's
is it
got the
mine?
head plate.
it.
She's got the
No,
full on head plate.
No, but like
oh, the head.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, there's
Nothing.
arms,
Alright.
there's a tail, which
Well,
would
it's
be.
in the ground though, right? Only the head is
Oh,
surface.
technically, yes.
You can drag it out.
Either
God knows
way-
the wolf
either
already
way-
took it down.
Either
Wolf is
way, I
marked.
want to harvest as much meat off this thing as I possibly can because we are going to be on the road
Okay.
for like 2 weeks
This
and
is
have no idea where we
this
are.
is a new survival check. You don't get advantage this time.
Yeah,
As the
right.
beast is now
Sure,
kind of
sure.
like, it's filleted, if you will, but it's not properly treated. Okay.
That's a 4. I mean, survival.
Well,
I mean,
I
that's
could
plus
do one too, right?
Do one
that's
yourself.
6 all total.
6 total.
11.
Can I get like
You
a...
get 6 pounds of meat. You get 11 pounds
Oh
of meat.
hell yeah! Sweet.
Cool.
Well,
I mean, that
they
should be pretty
are-
good.
I mean,
it's not obviously it's not a whole lot. but
12
you don't
ounces is
have-
a good steak.
We
so
don't
we
have refrigerators, so it's not like we're
ice
gonna-
dagger.
Oh God.
just
Yeah,
Just stick it in
stick
and
it in
let it
there.
go.
Why not?
That's a good point. But while these hooligans are doing that, Jingles would like to Jingles would like to hop up on the wagon, and he is going to try and utilize all of his awareness of the world and maps that he's looked at in the
Okay.
past to try and figure out, like, knowing the general area that we're in. He would like to figure out the best route, the most direct route to
Okay.
get to Alta.
All right,
this
you
point.
guys make your
hell
way
yeah.
back
Oh, yeah.
onto the wagon. You hoist Muggsy back up to the yoke, and he just kind of instinctively, as soon as you drop him in place, he begins to kind of.
It's like
picks
as you
up again.
hold him up, his legs are still just going.
While you're doing that, sort of to be obnoxious, Trixie's also going to talk to you and tell you what Princess saw, and that the magics are dissipating, and you no longer really have an opportunity to figure out what they are. But there are magics.
Dorian has his map still outside on. If you wish to use it.
Is Jingles
Every
really
time you
upset
look
that he
like
doesn't
you're
have to put himself in danger? Is he really that
He's-
upset?
It's the curiosity.
Creature.
Jingles is a creature of curiosity.
Killed the cat.
But you did learn something.
I did learn something, which
I told you what, yeah, we were able to see.
Yes, and so I will be doing a little bit more research on that. So we are here.
You were right there.
Here?
They can't see it,
They
by the
can't
way.
see that. Yeah.
They can't see it. All right, well then I'm going to use this one because I don't want to pierce your
Right into
eyes.
his
I
eye.
also appreciate that.
Okay, so we're 2 inches to the left of field of
Yeah,
conflict.
because I don't think it's showing up on camera.
Oh,
Right?
we're here, and we're gonna go.
Oh, then I will use that one.
all the way
Watch
over here.
your
Okay.
eyes. Or watch your eyes.
He still
This
can't.
is cool from
No,
a
no, no,
Okay,
not
he
there.
still can't see.
All right. Anyways, guys.
Wow.
That's okay.
We
I
are
thought this was gonna
we're
be
2
enough,
weeks
but-
away via Mugsy transportation.
If
Yeah.
I can get a long rest, it
2
will
and a
be less
half.
than that.
It will be
2.5.
2.5, and then once we
Probably-
get a long rest. But
even-
I definitely know that we need to head east. Do I know the history of the fields of conflict? Do we want to go around that or
They are
through it?
usually
Rolly.
in conflict.
Roll a.
Roll a history check. You as well if you want to.
I
Well,
don't-
you wouldn't. know.
Yeah. I'm not privy to this. I see him pouring over maps. So.
Okay.
I wouldn't know that.
You know what? I am going to use that D10.
Okay.
Because this could be the difference between us going across an active battlefield or not.
It feels like the fields of conflict, just from.
So,
Yeah, it feels like it'd be something that would be.
Okay, alright. So I
Fought
believe
over a
that's
lot,
going to
but
be
not
a
necessarily always in battle.
7 history, you said?
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be a 17.
Oh, okay, great. You know that typically. Here's a little bit of
Thank you,
lore.
guys.
Thank you. Here's a little
Oh,
bit of
nice,
lore
with the 8.
about the fields of conflict.
Hey, and we also get a history lesson.
Everyone buckle up.
All of the nations, when they go to battle, they have agreed to focus their efforts, their battle essentially, on the fields of conflict, so that, well, let me just show you. So, this is the field of conflict. They have shown. Is this good?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh,
all right,
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Totally.
They have shown, or rather, the nations choose this spot to save civilian life, innocent civilian life, and innocent buildings from being property damage and whatnot.
Wow.
So they have agreed to use this area for battles, and has been used for eons
Loot.
and eons and
Bodies.
eons.
Hit the floor.
The last known war was over 1,000 years ago.
Okay.
do we anticipate that we could be coming upon a war soon?
You think that because there hasn't been any formal
official?
decree and nothing has been sent to you via the sending stone from
Shalia.
yeah, thank you,
Shalia.
Shalia, I forgot her name. That there doesn't seem to be that there is any kind of agreement with the nations to go into war.
Okay.
It seems like it's kind of focusing and gaining momentum, but at this moment right now,
It is dormant.
it is dormant.
Okay. Good.
It essentially is. It's an old battlefield. Yeah, you might find rusty daggers and blades and whatnot.
Rusty
Cool.
trombone.
I was thinking the same thing.
Now, with that role, you would also know that you would be essentially a good, like, 15 miles out. You'll be coming up across the an area known as the Garden of Swords.
Garden of
Oh
Swords.
fuck, we have to go.
Sounds legit.
We have to go. We're gonna find Excalibur.
All right.
All right. Do I know what the Garden of Swords is?
It's an area that of this in the fields of conflict, basically. Swords are protruding out of the ground, like they've been stuck there for eons. However, most of them are just completely rusted away, and all you see are small, if not membranes of their former selves, just little tiny sticks sticking out of the ground. You have to be careful. You have to watch out where you're stepping. But for the most part, there is a path in between. There seems to be various paths as you kind of walk, or as the wagon goes along, and it's early morning now.
Oh, so we've been traveling this entire time.
We've been traveling for a little bit.
Oh, okay,
For a
okay,
little
okay.
bit. No,
okay.
during this whole thing, the breach happened at night, I believe, right? Because it was a full day. You guys slept during the day. You guys came back at like essentially.
Oh, we're
afternoon.
not traveling currently, but it is starting to become
No,
day.
we are traveling.
I thought
When
you
we
were.
start
Yes, we are
traveling,
traveling.
I didn't know we
since
were
we're gonna be
traveling.
traveling
Yes.
for so long, do we want to do one long rest?
Yes,
so we can find a nice
we need a long
cave?
rest.
Okay.
I mean, we might as well just start going.
Right,
Well,
sleep in
but
the wagon?
can we?
You can sleep in the wagon.
Okay,
can do-
does that
'cause
count
we
as
can
long
do
rest?
watches.
That will
yeah.
I will
Ah,
absolutely
okay.
count that as a long rest. Absolutely, yes. If you
That's
want to
perfect,
make up
even
time,
better.
because
Yeah.
again, it's going to be a long while regardless.
Yeah.
And you don't have the horse ready. She needs to get her horse, obviously. The
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Muggsy in his current state is fine to go forever. You think anyway. However,
Oh,
there-
that was
Yeah.
ominous.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
wait a second.
Nah, it's okay. It's alright.
Yeah,
Just
it's
don't
okay.
ask questions.
All right, it's okay. Yeah, it's cool. You think though, but at his current rate, he only moves 20 feet per round, so it's a very slow, steady pace, but it is essentially free energy.
Still something, yeah.
I'll take it.
So I load up the cart with the 6 pounds of meat that I've harvested for us. I throw that in, and then I get in. I go, well, seems there won't be any more hiccups or obstacles. We might as well start hitting the dusty trail, as they say.
Let's do it.
Knock on wood, Danesh.
And I go,
Hiya! I'm just kidding. I don't say that to Muggsy.
Oh,
Muggsy doesn't move any faster with a hiya, doesn't understand what that means. So,
Do
you
we wanna
guys...
have a watch order, or...
Camille's gonna walk with Muggsy for a little bit.
Okay. Copy
Muggsy
that.
would love that.
oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Would he?
And
I would love that.
as you
Better.
command her to do so, Camille will actually go up to Muggsy's face and big old lick. Muggsy doesn't flinch, doesn't move at all, and just continues to
Does it
with
clean
one
up the
arm.
blood though?
He's
No,
got like
no,
one streak
no,
that's
leave it there.
clean.
Actually, hold on, let's see.
maybe that's only a reason
how
that
powerful
Camille
is
was
this
lick?
He's just hungry. Like,
That lick, there is enough salt and blood on it that it's warrants a few more licks to kind of clean it up.
One psychological trauma is erased.
I'm sure that's how that works.
No
yes.
amount of licking from a dog can help erase the imagery of Jingles' genitalia.
Oh, God.
I know. You did this.
All right, so as you go on, do you guys wish to have fire watches up?
Yeah,
Oh,
I think
yeah.
we should definitely have a watch.
What order?
changing- I mean, long rests are 8 hours, right?
Yes.
So we
Yeah,
can
I
just
have
switch
4
off
hour
every 2
rest or 4 hour meditation that
Perfect.
I can do.
I'm not hurt really, hardly at all. So whoever needs it more.
But
maybe
if you don't sleep,
Yes.
you will gain a point of exhaustion. So
Yeah.
I
we
will
have
sleep.
we have enough people so that we can
Right.
make sure that
Rotate.
everybody gets a rest.
what has been happening in the past? One person can do a 2-hour watch, and 4 of you can essentially do the full thing.
Yeah.
I was
And-
just gonna say I could do the first watch. I know Hardy
Yeah.
needs to sleep the most.
And I am allowing, as long as you guys continue this thing, you guys will, even though you interrupt your sleep by doing so, you will gain the full benefit of the full 8 hours because you are essentially having their backs to, for you, and you are also having their backs essentially. So you can call out in case something does happen. If that happens, then you guys wake up as normal and you have to fight the thing or whatever goes on. But as it stands right now, if you guys do a normal 8-hour rest, you guys can take your 2-hour shifts. Any longer, and then I'll have it incur. But
Before we do that, I look to Amalthea and I go, do you think that maybe perchance the ice dagger might help us keep this meat from becoming putrescent sooner?
I don't know. I mean, we could stick it in there, but
It'd be a nice sheath for a good
I don't
blade.
feel. Huh?
Said it would be it'd act as a nice sheath.
Right? I mean, by all means, stick it in. I'm perfectly fine with it.
All right.
That. I don't feel necessarily that it's gonna actually be a.
so there's a 6 pound and there's an 11 pound.
So I pie them all together to make 17 pounds.
17 pounds.
Well, it's on top. There's 2 separate.
Look at that! Just
I
learning.
can do it, damn it.
As long as there's meat involved, it's easy to think about it. Just a man's mentality. How many pounds of bacon do you have? Yeah.
I
So
feel like that's some math problem coming up though. Steven brought 18 pounds of. Okay,
So I pile them all together and I just like stick it directly in the middle of this
Okay.
heap of meat. Heap of
roll,
meat.
roll for me on
Attack
Arcana. No, on Arcana.
Okay, look. No, okay, I'll just do it. I was gonna ask if she'd be better suited to do this, but nah.
I mean, we'll just find out in a couple of days.
Yeah, right?
Alright.
That's a straight 17.
17.
I'll start to smell
Okay.
it.
Got meat
You're
skills.
you're not entirely sure. You put the 6 pound, you put the 11 pound, and you're like. The ice does take up a good portion of it, not completely.
Like pound wise, how many?
I would, out of the 17 pounds, it takes up 8 pounds.
Alright, so we have to eat
Because
9 pounds.
there is an
sooner.
aura. There isn't like an aura on the blade.
Oh,
Essentially,
shit,
it kind of
okay.
it just moves out and cold. So
Now you know.
it does act as a refrigeration process. I'm gonna go ahead and allow it.
D&D.
And that's all I'll give you those.
Genius,
It's
John.
Beautiful.
8 pounds of meat. I said right.
8
8 pounds
pounds.
of meat. So
So
you can
9
write that
pounds
down
in
in
our
your
icebox.
Yeah, 8 pounds of meat is your icebox limit for the ice dagger. Which is, I didn't think you guys were gonna eventually do that with a weapon that I give you. But
I'm gonna call it 8 pounds of fridge meat.
fridge
There we
meat.
go.
If you guys wish to do anything as you guys go ahead, basically as you wind down to get ready for your long rest, is there anything you guys wish to do?
I'm just gonna go to sleep.
You're tired. You're done.
Yep,
You've had a
enough.
day.
Are you taking first watch?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go into a deep meditative trance.
Okay. Who's taking second watch?
Take
You're,
fourth
you're taking
watch.
fourth watch always. All right.
I'll take the third.
Third. You're taking second.
I can take
Do I
second.
have to take
I can
a
take. I
watch?
can take second. I can take.
Hey, there we go. Good man.
I gave you armor. It's time to sleep in it.
Okay.
Ah.
I know.
Now, yeah. So, your essentially your wagon is now adorned. I would imagine you probably put it on the yoke.
I
and,
feel like if we could try and make this thing look like a giant creature on wheels, I would love that.
It kind of does. Now, obviously, if you were to hoist a horse onto it, it probably won't really work with it. But Muggsy's really small,
Yeah.
and it doesn't really need to see a whole lot. The right now, from the front end, it looks like a giant top of a head with two little tiny feet, essentially hoisting this whole thing up with the wheels moving along.
amazing.
Perfect. I love
It's
it.
a weird
Yeah.
image, but it is probably a little bit imposing, somewhat.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what I'm banking on.
During my watch, I would like to turn over to. Is Dorian staying up at any interval of this?
Yeah.
Dorian is currently up.
Oh,
Yes.
he didn't do a goddamn thing during that worm, did he? A little piece of shit.
Well,
he's like, I got books, I gotta read. I got...
forgot.
No, I'm just kidding.
What?
No. Is he? Yeah, is he up at any time?
He's up. He's as like you guys kind of have your watches. Towards the end of hers, he was about to essentially kind of like use that time to also look through the books and just peer over them, getting more notes essentially down. And
So could I talk to him?
yeah,
This time?
yeah. So she's essentially just getting down, and he's about to go down, but he sees that you come up to him in the back, like the back of the wagon.
And I walk up and just kind of kneel down and I go, hey, I'm sure you're very tired. It's been a long day and many a thing has happened and transpired in the past 12 hours. What do you know of what's about to happen? What has this book told you? We are essentially on a hunt for things we do not understand and do not know where they are. And I just want to know whatever information you have to really help us out in the long run.
I've been reading about this demon lord, Borzaben, the original one that was summoned,
Right.
using these 5 artifacts. And there was a great battle thousands of years ago. An angel called Uriel versus Borzaben. At least that's what the war was called after. Borzaben was a vile demon. He had a voracious appetite and was hell-bent on enslaving all the races of the realm. This demon lord was able to enter the realm with the ritual I spoke of yesterday.
Right.
He was able to gain influence and began wreaking havoc. Sindus was his seat of power. He goes and points to you on the map,
I know Sindus.
which is this area right here.
This is also
It's
part of
worth
the
a
yes.
shot.
Okay.
It's far to the south.
The mountain range, the Grey Mountains that lie down to the south of Tremahia.
Do you know them?
I've heard many legends that spawn from there, but I've never been myself, no.
It's near the large volcano, Mount Balgan.
Right.
Well, it's dangerous, I know. The fumes there are toxic. You wouldn't last an hour.
But a demon could thrive there.
Indeed. That's where he chose to have his seat of power.
And this Uriel, he stopped him?
Challenged him, essentially. His rule was not unchallenged. All the nations gathered their forces and marched against the demonic horde. Although Barzaben's reach was far, he was pushed back by the alliance that was formed. But even still, it was not enough. It was not until the Archangel Uriel came down with an army of angels that Borzaben was vanquished. Uriel was celebrated as a savior, the Radiant One, they called him. A new religion was born. Uriel, of course, was so vain that he welcomed this new religion. You may have heard of it, the Priory of Uriel.
Mm-hmm.
I'm familiar, yes.
That's weird.
Indeed.
We've actually visited one of the temples. It's fallen to ruin. That's not a practiced religion anymore, is it?
No, it is indeed a practiced religion.
Not very good at upkeeping their temples then, huh? The one we saw was overgrown with moss and completely abandoned.
That's strange.
A skeletal place of what it used to be.
Why would they have done that?
Couldn't tell you, but I know that in its bowels of this temple there was a necromancer that was doing its own nefarious business within. And there was a... I don't know how much you know about runes and arcane magic, but there was a door beneath this temple. It was severely casted upon with ruins.
From beyond his sleepy wills.
Please don't tell me anything about it. It was this door that was completely... There were so many warning runes in different languages, and we had a moment of contact with this lich that was safeguarded behind the door. He gave us valuable information in which we acted upon, and good things happened afterwards, but he's held there now. But
Good things.
he gave us information on some of the magics that the necromancer was using that proved useful to us later. He didn't seem preoccupied with what we could do. He
That
sought,
sounds out of place for a lich.
if anything, I'm sure the information he gave us was something he thought that we would misinterpret and use to a misunderstanding and a potential disastrous outcome. But either way, we heed his words, and to be honest, I wanted to hear more what this lich had to tell us. It seemed very informative, but everyone else, especially Jingles, was making us run away from the site.
He glances over the...
Bad idea.
The point is, there's 2 points actually. The first is, if this legend is to be thought of as truth, the religion of Oriel, the Priory of Oriel is, at least in some parts of the world, decaying, and evil, dark persons are taking residence within its bowels.
I'm imagining that the necromancer probably had a hand at removing all of those clergymen.
You know what, I've never actually thought of it, but there's no telling how long he'd set up residence in that place. So
You said decay, that there were ruins?
Yes, the town that was neighboring this area had a lot of folklore and nightmarish bedtime stories, if you will, to make sure that none of their kids strayed too far in the woods near these ruins, because bad things would have happened. It was very much like a monster in the shadows kind of deal.
I see.
And this had fallen to ruin for an undetermined amount of time. When we got there, it was absolutely ruinous. Crypts underneath, skeletal beings that came from the walls, and when we got to the bottom, a necromancer doing his nefarious deeds and rituals using children.
Remember the name of the town?
And Donesh peers into his mind. And as he peers into his mind, he looks far back.
It's just written on the inside of his bandana.
All the notes.
All his notes.
He writes with his eyelashes.
He's very talented.
Right. You know what's funny is I know all the people that live there, but I do not know the town itself.
Perhaps one of your companions can help you out here.
Perhaps.
As you try to channel this.
Yes, perhaps. It would much... If you think it important to bring it up with them when they awake, then I would absolutely make sure that this happens.
I will look into this further, Donesh.
But Dorian, we're gonna base everything, and I mean everything, because you're now part of this too. We're off to reach the different corners of the world to chase these artifacts, and we're going off of something that could very well be just a very fantastic bedtime story. I mean, an army of angels coming down to defeat a demon that was resurrected and brought to this plane with artifacts. It sounds too...
Nothing within our lifetimes has been that great.
Exactly.
I agree. However, I worry that some of these stories are based in truth.
Sure, based in truth.
I feel like I need to do more research on this. We will eventually reach Alcamon. I imagine they have archives and large libraries that I can peruse.
This is a city that's known for its knowledge, and it's...
Potentially, yes. I feel like I can gain a lot more from that.
All right. I trust your scrupulous nature into diving into these old texts.
Is there anything else?
Not unless you have anything else.
Close the large book.
And I go, no. That's all.
I just feel that we need to head to Alcamon. I'm going to turn in now. Good luck.
Mic drop.
Good luck on your watch.
And sweet dreams, Dorian. Sleep well.
He goes to lay down, and you see he kind of takes his cloak and pulls it over.
I ponder over this, and then I'm startled because Jingles woke up in a fit of like.
Oh, I thought it was that lich.
Okay.
Really sensing the urgency and understanding the weight and severity of the situation that we now find ourselves in, I feel like at this moment, I recall somebody. And I think of beautiful white hair, a silvery voice, and dark eyes that match her dark past. And at that moment, I kind of wander towards the front of the cart, and I pull out the songbook that Ada gave me.
Okay.
And it's been a while since I've practiced anything or even looked at this book. And so, quietly, without waking up anybody else in the group, I pull out my lute and I start to kind of pour over the book. And I guess I don't know, I want to look for something that's kind of difficult, like maybe...
In the
in
songbook,
yeah.
spell book.
Yeah. Something that, like, does it, like, can I look through it? Is anything, like, does anything stand out to me?
Roll for me 2d10. Roll 1d10.
Okay.
And then tell me the number, and then roll another d10.
Is it a d10?
Yes.
No.
I was being sincere, but yes. Oh, wait, no, that's a...
No. Adam, I truly do love you, sir.
Get out here!
So,
I got a 5 on the percentile and then a 0 on the die.
Okay, so it's 50, essentially page 50. You kind of... It's
a
not
thick
near the back of the book, but there's enough pages that you kind of flip through and you just kind of stop at 50. It's, you're looking at, you're feeling the notes, essentially. You're kind of like moving your hand over and you realize it's a fast beat. It's got a little staccato, it's a little, a little rhythmic.
Okay.
It's kind of like in the key of D.
Okay.
Essentially, just kind of like, but it's hard to play. Go ahead and roll a performance check.
Oh god, I'm like below the cart.
Is it a major or a minor sounding song?
It's actually kind of well. This one is a major.
Okay, all right.
It's a little happier. Wait, I have.
It was.
Yeah. Clink, clink, clink. Wait, hold on. 10.
10. Okay. So this is proving to be a little bit difficult. You go ahead and you get the gist of it. You put it down between your lap. You take out your lute and you're like, okay. Just like something about it's like, okay, you gotta. And you look back again. Okay. It's proving to be a little bit difficult. It's not your best, obviously, your best performance, but as you try to like get the notes, you get a few of them. It's gonna take a while. You're not really like getting.
Look at this photograph.
Oh my god.
a natural 1. If
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
If Ada had Nickelback in the songbook, I would actually have to stop talking to her.
Just throw away the fire.
Don't
Destroy
worry.
it, kill it with fire.
Don't worry, Nickelback. I love you.
I like
Oh,
Nickelback.
Good, good.
That side of the table seems to like Nick.
Wow.
However, I don't like Ada, so I'm having a very small nightmare.
better.
You're twitching. You're like,
It's amazing your sixth sense for Ada. Anything Ada related.
You go ahead and it's hard. It's hard to play. You find it's a little bit out of your range.
Okay.
You kind of look at the back of the book, and these are more of the higher,
Sure.
difficulty range, difficulty level.
Okay. Well, after a while of trying to play, I'll get fucking frustrated,
Okay.
and I'll start to put away my loot, and I guess like take the book back and.
Okay. What you don't notice is the glow coming off of the book, but you do feel the pages as you're holding onto it. Now, the card is moving, and there's a slight wind, but not as powerful to move it in the way it did. Almost like if someone was running through their thumb along the pages,
Okay.
and then quickly moved over. And you hear, I see you practicing again. In a familiar voice.
And Amalthea makes it.
Amalthea. Yeah, Amalthea is up.
She's just gonna choke me, like Bart Simpson. Ada?
Yeah.
I must be more powerful than I thought. I didn't realize that.
No, silly, it was not you. It was me.
Right. It. How? How?
I had a feeling that you were looking through my book, and I'm glad to see you actually practicing. It's a hard one, isn't it?
Proves to be very difficult, yes. You've definitely supplied me with a lot of homework, if you will.
Yeah, well, that one was particularly difficult. It took me a while to learn it as well.
Oh. So you have bested it then?
Eventually.
Well, then I have to learn it.
In time.
You know, it's been a long time since I actually ever had any moment to even look through this. There's been so much that's happened, and I don't know, it's been tough lately, so I felt that music would set my mind at ease.
Yeah, it's been tough over here too.
What's happened?
Well, they are essentially taking a good portion of our fish for the war effort. They're taking all of our rations. There's hell going on in the cities, Quintessa and others. We've been up and down the coast a few times, and more people being kicked out of homes, not being able to pay, more people being locked up. It's not fun. It's hit us hard too. We can't make a profit with all the fish that are being taken away from us.
Yeah. You hit the nail on the head. Hell is coming.
I'm sorry, what?
I don't mean to alarm you with what I tell you next. But my party and I found ourselves at the Keep of Zatona. I don't know if you're familiar, it's near the field of conflict.
Oh, that is far.
We were following a lead that was Hyland. You remember her, right?
Ah, the tall one. I like
Yes. Her
Stoic.
mentor told us to go and investigate a potential war crime that was happening near the Keep of Zatona. We found an entire fleet of cultists laying siege to its gates, looking for artifacts to resurrect some demonic force named
Wow.
Barbarel. How?
No, I mean, I'm just, wow, that's,
Oh, wow. I don't know, but the point is that if these cultists get these artifacts, they mean to bring back a demon from another plane to our existence.
what type of artifacts?
To be honest with you, I don't really know. The one that we have is this orb of Roselle or some such others is just what it is.
Roselle? Like the wandering prince Roselle?
The very same?
Huh. Artifacts. That rings a bell. Why does that sound so familiar? Roselle. Huh.
Apparently it originated in Alta in a place called Alcamon.
Alcamon?
That's where we're headed now.
My god, you're in the field of conflict? Are you heading to Alcamon?
Yeah, I know.
What, on foot?
Well, with a cart and a formidable Mugsy at its helm.
The little boy child thing, yeah.
The little construct. The little construct that we decided to
she
deem
really
it
doesn't
away.
sugarcoat it, does she?
You know, it... Alright, I'm gonna overlook that, but, that's gonna take you forever.
I mean, I guess it's worth it in order to potentially stop a demon from coming through the gates of our realm.
You hear a pause for a moment, and then you can't really hear this part, but don't mind me. I'm looking something up, and you imagine she's kind of looking through books at this moment. Okay, I'm back. That's.
Do they hear this?
No.
She's totally gonna foot you with the bill. This is long distance, dude.
Get prepared, okay. So wait, they don't hear this?
They don't hear this. It's in your head, and you're responding in your head as well.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
What are you looking at?
Oh, nothing. I had an inkling.
You know, and from Jingles, his divine intervention here, I go, forgive me if this is forward, but it's really nice to hear your voice again. It's been some time, and it's just good to hear.
Yeah.
It's good to hear from you.
I miss you too. Hey,
I hear like the teapot in the background just slowly.
Yeah. Hey, Donash, do you mind if we just play one more song before you go?
Yeah, I've always felt a little closer with you while we played, so absolutely, I'd love to.
Follow my lead.
Okay.
Just follow my lead.
I pull out my lute, and I just go.
All right. It's in the key of F minor. A little somber tune.
Okay.
Just follow along.
Place my fingers.
She goes and strums.
I start to play.
And you continue.
Yes, it's super sinister.
And you continue.
It's like we're just
And
playing to our own death.
I know, right? It's a funeral march.
And it gets a little bit more not complicated, but you can feel as it kind of goes up and down towards what you feel like to be the end of the song.
Okay.
And you hear Ada say, Donesh, she's playing. Think of Alcamon.
Alcamon?
As you stop playing, you realize you have just cast a spell. Everyone around you who is currently asleep doesn't even notice it. You disappear from that area that you're currently at. And that's where we're going to end tonight's story.
God damn, Ada!
What? That bitch.
Did she just kidnap me?
Wow. Well,
she
shit.
took us all for a second. I was like, yes, no trouble.
Sorry.
Wait, she didn't take us all?
No, just me, apparently.
Just
I know, I don't think
Son
I'm
of a
like
bitch.
perfect.
And currently the watch is
She
being
never liked
unmanned
Yeah.
as Donash is gone and disappeared.
Ada's a freaking demon. I knew it.
And
Oh,
Mugsy's
you
still
knew it.
I knew
Mugsy's
it.
still.
She's bad for you.
She has all my CDs, guys. I just can't break up with her. She's all my CDs.
All right.
Shit.
Well, okay, that puts a new spin on things.
Okay.
Ooh.
That's
So.
what I should have saved my natural one for.
That
Yeah. Clank. Oh, my strings broke.
All right.
Holy
Thank
shit.
you, everyone, for watching.
Yeah.
Thank
you guys.
Yeah, so that's going to be interesting. Change of plans, if you will.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, good luck, guys.
Well, yeah, we're all about to get eaten
Yeah,
by sandworms. 'cause
Sure.
nobody's
I'm
paying
sure that no
attention.
earth tremors or earth colors. Yeah. It's like you.
Oh,
As
okay.
now
Die.
the cart essentially just wanders off without you. They already have. You gave him a direction, so.
He's not even gonna wake any of us up either, huh? We're all just gonna sleep through the whole night.
Oh.
This is your fault.
No one's there to wake anyone up.
We're
Camille's
all gonna die.
walking.
Camille's walking.
Oh wait, yeah.
Camille's walking.
Yeah, if she notices something, she'll bark.
If she notices something, she'll bark.
That's true.
Absolutely.
That's strong.
Oh,
If she notices something, oh god.
So we have to walk
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
As he writes down his plan to kill himself.
Yeah, right. And then she barks and then like alerts all the sand
Yeah.
or earth
Wait, but
crawlers.
actually, honey, they just brought up a good. Did she notice Donish disappearing?
Yeah.
That's what
But nothing happens from just.
Nothing
It's
happens.
just like, that's fine.
I'm
Yeah.
sure, like, it would have been, the disappearing thing with the dog.
Dawn
that-
Ash has
that-
done that.
that's
With
gone
the
around.
blanket.
Where'd it go?
Yeah, just.
The best was the cockatoo.
The
though.
bird, yes, that was my favorite.
Freaked out. Yeah.
All right, guys.
Alright.
Thank you all so much for watching. We'll be back here next week. And
Yes,
we'll
we
see the wonderful conclusion of the wandering cart as it heads over to nothingness.
Death and doom.
All right. So yeah, if you guys just joining us, you can watch all of our YouTube videos and catch up
That's right.
to our current VODs on Twitch, and that can be found on YouTube on I believe it's the Triangle Table.
Yeah. .com/Triangle Table Tavern. No,
Dude.
Triangle Table Tavern.
Triangle. So it'll be linked in the chat.
Don't worry,
So just don't worry about listening
Linked
to what
in
we're
chat
saying.
and also down below below the main screen in the info section. Go ahead and just leave comments and thank you. We've been watching the comments. We've been reading them. Thank you so much.
guys have
Yeah,
been
one
amazing.
of the things that's been so magical about this show actually has been seeing how you guys all respond in the comments of our YouTube, seeing how you guys respond in our Instagram,
on our inner chat too.
Yeah, in our chat, in our Instagram, which is at Tremahia, and at our Twitter, which is at Tremahia as well. And watching you guys like interact with us, like we are so thankful for you guys' patronage and viewership. So whatever you guys send our way, we always see and we always try to respond to all of it. So thank you so much for being
busy, but we do try to respond.
Yeah. And thank you so much for it. Appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you.
With that, there are 20 sides to every story. What's yours?
One is an F minor, apparently.
Right.